While the city sleeps, an uncommon band of heroes unites to fight the forces of evil.
The Opie and Anthony Show.
Oh, my sweet Jesus.
With Op.
I want to be known as notorious.
No.
Ack.
Everyone is always in my way.
Oh, you really are deluded.
And B-Cup.
Kind of fat-breasted and awful.
And surrounded by dullards.
Ben looks like poorly spliced film.
Oh, it's hilarious.
Whenever Steve yawns, it looks like the back of the Batmobile when it accelerates.
Pocketosis.
Eric, you're not going to cry.
Shut up.
And armed with superhuman powers.
He pulls his pants down and just starts leaking into someone's garbage can.
That's rule one.
How about if he gives you the old chin tap with his helmet?
That's all right with me.
They are living among us, average citizens, average heroes, quietly and anonymously continuing to make the world a better place.
Controversial talkers Opie and Anthony.
We are just dicks.
You better just sit back and watch.
Yeah. Wait, what?
The Opie and Anthony Show.
Oh.
But enough of this palaver. Let's get the show on the road.
Shut up! Shut the fuck out!
I'm scared of you, sir, and I'm protecting myself.
Was that supposed to be sexy?
I don't care how many Dago, Guinea, what greaseball goombas come out of the woodwork.
All-night body rock!
Hello? Is this thing on?
All-night body rock! By the way, when you're telling these little stories, here's a good idea. Have a point. It makes it so much more interesting for the listener.
Do you want to kiss me, or?
What is your problem, you insensitive asshole?
Hello, exactly!
Get on your hands and knees like a dog. That's it! Crawl around like a dog!
All of radio rips me off.
You're a phony! Hey, this guy's a great big phony! Hey, you're a great big phony, you know that? That's right, you're a big fat phony!
Hey, you guys. Oh, my nose!
Oh, my God! That's better.
You will be molested.
Hey, what's up?
Morning.
You're checking out the Opie and Anthony program. Spread the virus. Tell others about this fine radio show on XM Satellite Radio.
Hello.
The fastest growing satellite company in America.
In the world.
Well, I guess satellite radio company in the world.
In the galaxy. Can I be turned up just a little bit?
No.
Everyone's loud in my headphones except me.
No, you
There we
stay
go.
right there.
Thank you.
But I got you at minus 10 dB.
Minus 10 dB today?
I think.
I
That's
thought
where
I
you were.
It's one more louder.
Oh, now I got you at minus 6.
See, all our settings go to 11. Right across the board. 11, 11, 11.
We gotta go.
Just make 10 louder. Make 10 the loudest.
We gotta go right to Alabama, Anthony.
Alabama man.
Sean.
How you doing, fellas?
What up, Sean?
Hey, Jimmy.
Yes, sir.
Happy birthday.
Oh, thank you.
Aww. Happy birthday to you.
That's all you get.
Thanks, guys.
That's all we have this morning for you.
I wasn't even thinking about my birthday.
Sure you were.
But you're going to Ozfest today, right, in Philly?
Birthday boy is heading to Philly.
Excited.
Yeah.
Going to Philly for Ozfest.
And you're going to be interviewing some bands and stuff, right?
No, me and Steve are doing that in the Jersey Ozfest. I just, I'm going because I want to try to meet a couple of people that I don't trust anything until it happens.
Right. Don't jinx it. You just go in there to enjoy the show, and if anything happens when you meet people, you meet them, and that'll be cool.
Oh, no, today I'm going to meet.
Oh, you are?
Yeah.
I'm
going to have to shit all the way to Philly. Every Ozfest I have to shit at least once.
Really? All nervous?
It's awful. No, I just, around noon or 1 o'clock, my colon just starts acting up. I have to squat and pray I don't fall backwards to a pile of drunken awfulness.
All right. Well, happy birthday to little Jimmy Norton.
Yes.
Thank you.
Jimmy was pointing out something today.
Oh.
We get this O&A daily prep sheet every day.
Yes, it's like a little newsletter almost.
And, I'll start with this. The top daily headlines, some hot topics we want to maybe touch on today.
Yeah.
Jack FM does poorly in ratings here in New York City.
Yeah, big radio story in New York.
Bunch of dopes, our old company. They got oldies off the air.
Yep.
This oldie station that was in New York City for, 50 years.
CBS FM.
Something like that. And it was doing okay, actually.
Yeah, no problem.
It was doing okay. It was doing like a 3.8, 3.7, 3.6, right around there.
Not bad.
Which isn't bad as far as ratings in New York City go, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then they get this jack format, it's supposed to be like that whole iPod thing.
We play what we want, man.
Except, see, the problem is when you do have an iPod, you program the iPod with the songs you want to hear. So you're guaranteed to like what's on your iPod.
Other people don't program your iPod.
But some dope out there decide, well, let's take the iPod mentality. We'll make a radio station.
Put commercials. It's like an iPod with hundreds of commercials.
And a lot of songs that I wouldn't put on my iPod.
Yeah, sounds like your iPod.
Sounds like it should work, right?
Sure.
Ugh. Well, the station went from like a 3.8, I think.
Yeah.
To a 1.9.
Ouch.
Wah, 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 wah. And I guess this jack format,
Where's cakes for nothing?
You might have one in your city, is in deep trouble.
Really? It's not taking off anywhere, I hear.
Oh, it's failing all over.
That's what Ben said.
The country.
The Ben format's doing better, dude.
Let's go to Colorado. Matter of fact, we got some info on this. Eric, go ahead.
Hey, good morning, boys.
Hey.
Hello.
Hey, the Jack FM station that was here in Colorado, I think it was one of the first ones in the nation. They went off the air here within the last few weeks, and the station went back to its old format.
Yeah, that's what's going to end up happening. But now they lost all their oldies jocks, so now they're in deep trouble.
Well, that's just it. Unfortunately, and let me say, I am so grateful to have my truck back today because yesterday I was without my XM, and I missed out on my virus.
Oh, my God, you missed the big announcement yesterday.
See? I didn't even get to hear any replays.
A freaking huge announcement for the show yesterday, and you missed it because you didn't have your truck.
Yeah.
I'll have to catch the replay. But
all right.
I was forced to listen to this. I was flipping around through the dials, and that's when I found this one station that used to be Jack, and I heard their old call letters were back, and the DJs that were on there were horrible. I even sent them an email last night and told them, thank God I have XM because your DJs suck, but your music was good.
All right. Thank you, Eric.
Having instant feedback here from Elo Henchman in Washington. Opie, remember, oldies are alive and well on XM satellite radio. One of Elo's henchmen. I want to be a henchman.
Very good. And then some of the other things on the daily headlines of our prep sheet. Steve reminds us that there's some great stuff on his website, FoundryMusic.com and OpieandAnthony.com. We have a video of a mom yelling at her son. We're going to get to that audio very soon.
We were laughing at this in the office. I love it. Just a lunatic mom yelling at her kid.
We also have our new creation, Andrew, reading the news and singing karaoke. The video's now up on OpieandAnthony.com.
Very good.
And Clayton's assault on the media. One of our own hit the Today Show yesterday morning with the Opie and Anthony sign. And his video and pictures are up on OpieandAnthony.com as well.
That was a good one. It just kept popping up behind Matt and Katie on the morning show over there, and it was very visible. Very good job from Clayton.
And the Assault on the Media contest continues. For the month of July, a My Fi is up for grabs, and a day in the studio with the gang, okay? Mm-hmm. And that guy Steve from Boston is officially in the lead, so you got to beat out Steve's Assault on the Media if you want to be crowned the champion for the month of July, okay?
Mm-hmm.
All right, and finally, a dozen new bosom pics on RateMyWow.com.
Brand new Rate My Wow pictures.
Yes, that's another website that Steve is whoring.
Nice.
It's RateMyWow.com to see some fine topless babes. And then other things in the top daily headlines, Anthony. Small alligator found on Long Island.
Wow.
Who cares?
That, I think, is called filler. I think that's page filler for this top daily headlines.
This is called Let's Make the Font Larger.
Yeah. It's called Make It Legible for an 80-year-old Woman. This is awful. NASA says launch will be postponed again. Okay, we all know that, right?
Yeah.
Until what, September?
At least.
Hot teacher that abused students says she's nuts.
She is so goddamn hot. Have you seen the picture in the paper?
No.
Oh, is it the Daily News?
It's one of them.
Is it the Post?
This is the teacher, the hot blonde that was banging one of the students.
Banging her 14-year-old student. I think it was some, colored kid. She was banging him. No.
I think it's in the other one. It's in
thumbing through.
It's in the Post, in it.
It's in the Post.
You see this hot picture on page 6? Oh my God! I didn't know they could show this kind of stuff.
What?
The Seal and Heidi Klum.
Oh.
Wow.
Jeez. Maletta.
You can't find it in.
No, I stink.
Oh, well.
It's such a good picture. Where did it go? It just disappeared.
I think we ripped.
Oh, there it is.
There it is.
Found it.
Look at her.
There it is.
Oh my God.
Look at that.
Kind of looks like Jessica Simpson.
Wow, what a body.
And she was Imagine you're 14. That's your teacher, and she wants to make sucky on you. That's how it started.
Who ratted her out?
The friend.
What is wrong with the friend?
Because she was having sex with the kid
right.
when one of the kid's friends was in the car.
Oh, that's right.
And, I'd rat him out, too. I'd be pissed. Be like, hey, bring a little over here, lady.
Why would she do that? That is kind of
She
crazy.
says she's insane.
She must be. Why would
She's copping an insanity plea, and her lawyer is saying she's insane. Please don't send her to prison. They will tear her apart. The lawyer was saying this. It'll be like throwing fresh meat to lions, and that's really hot to think about, too. Throwing her in a female prison.
Wow, you're right, Anthony. It says to place an attractive young woman in that kind of hellhole is like putting a piece of raw meat in with the lions.
Yeah.
I'm not sure she would survive.
Woo, she
wow.
wouldn't. But videotape it. Make it a reality show, please. Yeah.
The boy told investigators he and the teacher had sex in a classroom, her house, and once in a vehicle while his 15-year-old cousin drove.
Cousin, that was it.
So the cousin was ratted him out?
Fucking rat. Whole family of rats.
What an idiot. See, that's totally a double standard.
Yeah.
You got a guy teacher banging a 14-year-old girl. Everyone is outraged and up in arms. What's going on? She's on TV?
The crazy Oh, there she is.
All right, hold on a minute. Let's see if we get anything
like
here.
this. LaFave faces charges of lewd and lascivious battery, a felony. Attorney John Fitzgibbon says plea negotiations with prosecutors broke down because of their demand that LaFave serve significant prison time.
To place an attractive young woman in that kind of hellhole is like putting a piece of raw meat in with the lions. I'm not sure that Debbie would be able to survive.
That's terrific. That's terrific.
Certainly
Before
is.
the trial, prosecutors say a state psychologist has already concluded she was not insane, but another hired by the defense found she was indeed.
She's a model.
She's
a fucking model. That's her wedding video.
Who divorced her after the arrest says he believes she knew right from wrong, was not insane, and should serve jail time.
She committed a crime, and call her what you want to, a child molester, but she did commit a crime, and she probably deserves
She's not a child molester.
That's the former husband, by the way.
She's a good egg.
LaFave
Really?
also faces yet another trial in nearby
What a
Marion
great
County
teacher.
for an alleged sexual encounter in a van with the same.
She looks like Christina
14-year-old
Applegate,
boy.
right?
A little bit.
For today,
Little
Mark
bit.
Parr,
All
NBC.
right, there you go.
She's a model.
Yeah, and she's
Be a
getting
friggin' model.
Was she the one who, no, she's not the one who was banging the young black student, right?
Yeah.
That's right.
There was a black kid. Yeah.
Yeah. She
A little jungle fever.
she got all dollied up for court too. You notice that?
Gussied up,
Hot,
Opie.
man.
All gussied up.
Don't you think she should have dressed down a little bit for a court
my
appearance?
Do you blame her husband though? This hot piece of ass. Everyone's knowing she banged a young student. I mean, that's humiliating. He
Oh,
wanted to
it's
go
so
to jail.
humiliating. And they showed the wedding video.
Yeah.
And they're face to face on the dance floor with your once, twice, three times a lady playing in the background, nose to nose, a little love in the air. And fast forward, not too long either, after they were married, and she's banging one of her students.
Why do you do that with the cousin in the van? What's wrong with you? How stupid are you?
She was all sexed up.
Yeah, if she was smart, she could have got young tail for years to come.
She needed it, had to have it.
God, that stupid cockblocker cousin.
She was wanting.
You know how pissed you'd be at your cousin? What a good thing you got as a kid.
That is like gold.
Oh,
please. That's like your Playboy coming to life.
Finding a stack of Playboy magazines and having them come to life.
Well,
it's just like, having sex with your pillow. What is wrong with this
Great.
cousin?
You know what he's going to have to go through in life to get a piece of ass like that now on his own? without her being a nut and, sexually abusing him pretty much.
Right.
You know what he's going to have to go through? All the awkward, stupid trying to date at school and picking up, rags and...
He goes from a Playboy model to now he's going to have to start dating girls with pimples and braces
and parents and
bad Britney Spears freaking attire.
Stupid adolescent girl head case problems. And
probably has a retainer that has the strap that has to wrap around her neck.
And think how long it takes. He sit there, he's banging that 10. And now he's got to settle for on a good night dry humping on the basement couch.
Right.
Going home with blue balls.
Yeah,
because she doesn't want to do it. Meanwhile, this one's just zipping him down and sucking it right there in the van.
God, I would kill my cousin. He would have to die.
Well, why would you admit it though? Why would he admit it to police when they asked him? Why would he just go?
No, please, the cops. They're gonna go. No, okay, go home. They knew, and then they just keep on you. Cops are ruthless, man. Yeah.
It shouldn't turn me on, but man, it does.
Of course. It turns on every guy out there.
It's not as creepy that way. The other way, it's really creepy.
Yeah, I'm thinking about how hot it would be to have a young male student.
It's such a double standard, though. I mean, you get a teacher banging a 14-year-old girl, everyone's like, that is fucking sick. But a hot, blonde teacher like this banging a 15-year-old boy,
Yeah.
I say, what's wrong with that? Because I know where my hormones were at that age.
It was your fantasy.
It was every guy's fantasy growing up.
Look what happened with the other case of the guy that was screwing his, I guess it was a teacher. Got her pregnant, she went to jail. Now she gets out, they're together, they got married, have kids now. Everything's fine, hunky-dory. You never see that happen when it's the other way either. No. The girl, guy gets out of prison and the girl, hey, how you doing? Let's get married.
Right. Well, that's one of the bigger stories today. But anyway, Jimmy was pointing out something else, though. We went off on another tangent.
Yeah.
Was it the fact that on this page here, I was looking around and I see this. I had a lot of scratch paper room to write down.
Yeah,
some
there's
ideas.
Plenty of room to jot down an idea.
And I realized that under guests, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 blank lines.
8 blank lines in a box that only contains 8 lines, by the way.
Yeah. So it's good. It's action-packed.
Uh-huh.
For the guests, we don't have...
Yeah, that box labeled guests is just empty.
I was psyched yesterday when I came in, and at least, it said Frenchie in studio. All right.
Frenchie.
At least today you got somebody, and... Tomorrow, I believe, Laszlo. I don't want to blow the surprise.
Oh, you blew the surprise now.
I was talking to Elo last night. Do you realize that XM is just blowing up? And we can't get guests on this program. It just amazes
Was there any explanation as to why?
No. I didn't really go down that road with him, I guess.
I think it has to do with our reputation sucks on ice. It is really bad. And nothing is really being done to remedy that.
Yeah.
People aren't getting together with these people and going, no, I don't even know how to remedy it. How do you remedy a bad rep?
You know what though? We're paying the booker a lot of money to book guests for this show, and day in and day out, there's no guest booked for this show. There's a major problem. So if we have a bad reputation, then they got to work a little harder. I mean, we have a lot of great interviews with huge celebrities where nothing went wrong.
Talk to some of the celebrities
Travis Tritt.
We've interviewed.
Get
LeBeau from Hogan's Heroes. Perhaps that wasn't a good example.
Let's just not talk about that one. That was a fine headline for the Opster back in the day.
Good one, Ope.
Travis Tritt, Ozzy. You get the excerpts from those interviews.
Mm-hmm.
Big stars, and there was no problems whatsoever.
And I don't even want to hear that shit.
You got to work harder. That's all.
There's other radio
people don't want to work
do
in this
stuff.
day and age. No matter what you do, people just don't want to work. They want to pass the buck, hang out, download tunes on their iPod during work
Talking
time.
about me?
Oh.
You just described me to a T. I don't want to work either.
I know.
I would be the biggest hypocrite if I unloaded on anybody.
Well, what guests did Ben offer us today, in all fairness?
Who?
Ben.
Today?
Yeah. Because we're always saying no to guests, but the problem is the people they do bring to the table are just awful.
Yeah,
absolutely
awful.
awful.
The ones we say yes to, we don't get.
Right.
So,
like Steve Buscemi.
Or Billy Bob Thornton. And it's not even the reputation, you know what, I agree, but it's also like, part of it is other shows tear guests apart when they come in. They go, believe me, they go on a Howard or other shows. They know that they're occasionally get their assholes ripped out.
Yep.
They go. So
yeah,
it's not
they go.
just that.
You're right.
It's also got to be difficult when the company isn't kind of pushing, going, look, this is a show we want you to do. This is a high-profile show for us. If the company's going, whatever, don't do it, well, then then why should a publicist take it seriously? Believe me, it's a bunch of different reasons.
Well, we obviously have a major problem. We got to try to figure out a solution to that because we're a big national talk show now, a big one. I guarantee there is local radio out there right now broadcasting. It's morning radio. There's morning shows all over the country doing. I was going to say exactly what we're doing, but slow down, slow the fuck down. But I bet you one thing. I bet you they have guests on their shows today.
Yeah, every radio show has guests. They all get guests all over the country. Doesn't matter if they're in, like, bumfuck Iowa.
We are
they
heard,
got guests.
Obviously, from New York to L.A., everywhere in between, up into Canada.
Then stupid Canada, right.
And then on the Internet, we're all over the world. And then there's this probably a little morning show in the middle of Idaho that probably has, like, Louis Anderson on today.
Hi.
You know?
Yeah, my drunken father used to hit me with whiskey bottles, but I turned that into comedy.
Oh, what a depressing fat oaf. Maybe the guest thing isn't a good idea if we're going to have the likes of him.
Yeah, it was tragic. My enabling mother would just feed me food until I exploded. My father would just demean me and beat me with whiskey bottles. But I turned that all around as I grew up and turned it all into just hysterical comedy.
Yeah, worked well. Take another cock up your ass. There is nothing funny about that guy when he comes on. It's just a pathetic mess when he hits the TV screen. You watch and like, oh, God, this guy's pathetic. I'm laughing.
What's his joke about if he doesn't sweat, he'll explode or something?
Because he wipes his sweat off with a little sweat rag.
Yeah.
Like, excuse me for doing this. If I didn't sweat, I'd explode.
He's the first one I saw do that microphone stand joke. A lot of guys have stolen that from him, where he moves his microphone stand.
Yeah.
He goes, let me move this so you can see me.
So you can see me. Yeah, I'm laughing on the outside, but inside I'm weeping about that joke because it's so ironic that I'm a big fatty.
Anyway.
Yeah, I bet you there's people riding around listening to morning radio that does have guests on.
Yeah.
Well, that's what we do today.
No guests. We're guestless again.
How about tomorrow?
Tomorrow,
what do we got tomorrow?
Well,
let's promo it.
Laszlo.
All right. We like Laszlo.
We do like Laszlo.
Sure.
But
as far as a guest goes,
no offense, though, that's not going to get the job done.
No.
He gives us great radio. I really like when Laszlo comes in.
And Laszlo knows the deal. He's not a big guest if I can pick him up and bring him here.
There you go, see?
I'm friends with Laszlo. It doesn't count.
Yeah.
I'm friends with Billy Burr and Bobby. Those guys don't count.
Mm-hmm. No, they don't count as guests. They're friends. They're friends.
Not featured guests.
Wait,
just dummies we hang out with.
Did I mess up something here? Dave in Jersey, what's up?
Good morning, boys.
Morning, Dave.
Hi.
Good morning, little Jimmy.
Thanks, Dave.
Oh, just thinking a quick thing. I know you guys have where you have listeners listen into all the local stations.
Yeah.
Every once in a while, we pick on everybody else.
Right.
Shut up, man.
You shut up. What's wrong with your voice?
I was born this way.
What's wrong with it? Sha-na-na-na-na.
Anyways, I was thinking of everybody...
Repeat after me. Pork chops and applesauce. What happened to your voice, dude?
I have no idea. I get picked on all the time.
Did you ever reach puberty?
I'm still working on it.
How old are you? Do you have a hair on your sack? I doubt it. Are you hairless?
Time to change.
Yeah, no, little Jimmy would like it.
How old are you?
23.
Oh, shit.
Sha-na-na-na-na-na-na-na. Sha-na-na-na-na. Hey, this is your tune, dude. All right. Listen to the words. They make such sense.
Autumn turns to winter.
See, things change.
Winter turns to spring. Oh. It's not just a season, you know it goes for everything.
Clouds can turn to rain,
right.
And then it just might snow. You gotta take a lesson from Mother Nature, and if you do, you'll know.
You're a reckoning toucher.
to change.
You see?
Summer turns to winter. Sometimes a heavy, healthy man will turn into a bag of bones.
Right. Dad was in his suit, but now he's in a robe in his bedroom.
And if you want to reach your destiny, here's what you've got to do.
When it's time to change. Sing it, Dave. Yeah.
That's what Greg and Bobby would say when he'd come in the room to talk to him. Na 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 na
Na na na na na. Wonderful, Dave.
All right, Dave. Well, we like your voice, Dave. What did you call about?
Thanks a lot, guys. I'm just going to punch out.
What do you want to say?
His craft is plummeting toward the earth.
You got this far in the phone call?
Yeah.
So finish it.
Let her rip.
Pretty much, if everybody goes in their local radio station, we could find out which stupid shit dicks have celebrities on, but which, fuck it.
Why? It's interesting what you're saying.
Dave, basically, that's why we went to the phone call. We want you, as the faithful listener of the Opie and Anthony program, you pests out there, to tune into your local radio shows, and if they're having a guest on today, please give the program a call so we could actually have guests on our show today.
There you go. That'd be great.
That would be wonderful.
We'll hijack guests.
We're going to hijack guests from other radio shows, starting now!
Couple instant feedbacks. Hell on Ice. Haha, 20 minutes, first rope joke. And Henchman from Brooklyn goes, rope joke, check.
That's I was just talking to Nathaniel about that. That's one thing I want them to start looking for, is our crutches.
Crutches, huh?
Yeah, the stuff we say over and over and over again.
We got our crutches.
Everyone's
got them.
Can I quote Otto and George? He had a joke about George. I don't want Kershey to be a crutch. He should have crutch. By this point, I think it's a motorized wheelchair.
Funny little fucking puppet.
He's a funny dude, man.
Speaking of Laszlo, I guess he got in trouble. He was doing a show on K-Rock here in New York City.
Yeah.
The home of Who,
Rodman.
Who's getting rave reviews for his awful prank, by the way, in the New York papers.
Well, who's giving him rave reviews? His fans?
Yeah, the fans are kissing his ass, and then the stupid newspapers are just picking up on that.
Mm-hmm.
I guess one caller called in and told him that it was the greatest radio prank since War of the Worlds. Or War of the...
Yeah, War of the Worlds.
Okay, War of the Worlds.
Are you kidding me?
No.
Since War of the Worlds?
It was one of the hackiest things I've ever heard in my life.
Yeesh.
But anyway, so Laszlo...
Gotta say, that guy does do a great David Lee Roth impression.
Yeah, that part
Gotta give the impressionist credit.
So Laszlo was doing a show for Who's station here in New York. And he did this, and I guess he's in trouble now with K-Rock in New York City.
We have a number of very important goals to accomplish together in this first lesson.
Hey, how do you become a radio DJ?
Say the name of the station over and over. Play at least a half hour of commercials. Broadcast live from the Quickie Mart. Smash lots of sounds together. Talk on and on about how you invented radio. Don't Fred. Play the same songs again and again and again and again.
We'll teach you how radio stations operate.
If only I could win practice. Enough of this. Start the stupid show, Laszlo.
So that's our buddy Laszlo, who's going to be on the show tomorrow. And I guess
kid is that?
I don't know. It's great. So that was his show opener, and obviously, you know, the Tell 'em Fred comes directly from our show.
That's great.
And that's how he opened his show here in New York City on K-Rock. And now, of course, because Howard doesn't have a sense of humor whatsoever.
No.
Laszlo's in a lot of trouble just from that stupid little show opener. Can you believe it?
Have a sense of humor, please.
We certainly lived your life, Laszlo. Trust me. Working with people that don't have a sense of humor.
That is really funny.
You got to hear it again about inventing and then Tell 'em Fred. Listen.
Great little piece of production.
We have a number of very important goals to accomplish together in this first lesson.
Can we steal this, by the way?
Yes, I give permission.
We have a number of very important goals to accomplish together in this first lesson.
Hey, how do you become a radio DJ?
Say the name of the station over and over. Play at least a half-hour commercial. Broadcast live from the Quickie Mart. Smash lots of sounds together. Talk on and on about how you invented radio. Don't fret. Touch the station again and again and again.
We'll teach you how radio stations operate.
If only I could win traffic tickets. Enough of this. Start the stupid show, Laszlo.
Oh, God, that's going to make me laugh all day.
That is funny.
Can we just isolate that one part? I want to
tell
play
him,
that
Fred.
100 times today. And we're going to have Laszlo on the show tomorrow. And what's the blog thing about? No one knows?
Oh, what blog thing, Hawk?
I don't know. We'll just play it. It's Laszlo's K-Rock Show blog bit.
Dear Blog, I had a wicked cool day at the library. I've really been obsessing about my old high school girlfriend Julie so much lately that I said, what the hell? I decided to look her up. She lives in the next town over, so I got her address, stopped by. She was really surprised to see me. Then I slashed her throat.
Nice. That's a great ending.
Why isn't Laszlo doing more production for our show?
That sounds great.
We'd give him a lot. We would definitely give him a lot of credit.
This is like us gawking over a hot bitch in front of Steve. Steve is our production guy. And we get a couple of pieces of production from someone else. We listen and we're just crowing over it.
Steve did a good job. Remember that Ramon promo back in
Ramon.
November?
Because I got to say, that sounds great, doesn't it? The music, the voice, the inflection, everything.
It can't hurt to have other voices involved with this program, right?
Oh, boy. Now you're... Oh.
Laszlo has good diction.
Who was that? Was that...
I don't know.
It didn't sound like Laszlo.
It could have been Laszlo doing a voice.
Didn't sound like him.
Huh?
Didn't sound like him.
No?
That is. He's got a great voice.
All right, so far...
Where's Steve?
So far, no guests on the phone lines. If your local show is having a big star on today, please call the program and let us listen in so we could hijack some guests today. Okay?
Yeah, because if it's coming out of our radio, if it's coming out of our station, you're tuned into us and you're hearing a famous celebrity.
Right.
Then it's like we have them here.
And we'll try to conduct an interview with them somehow. We'll just ask them questions.
We'll ask them the same questions that the other jock's asking or different ones?
Or as they're giving the answer to the question that the local jock gives.
Yeah.
We'll just do a lot of Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Oh,
like that.
Oh, stop it. And it'll sound like we're actually talking to the guest.
And you know how many people will just be casually listening and think, oh, yeah, One had Tom Cruise on.
That's right. Tom Cruise? Are you insane?
No.
You know what it is when you have a conflict of interest. If you have one person serving two conflicting shows or mediums in any situation,
yeah,
it's not going to work.
In any situation,
yeah, I
check.
A sidekick cook.
I'm getting word that we got another blog bit from Laszlo. Thank you,
yeah?
Eric. Yes. Let's see.
And Eric just running around like a madman.
Listen to this. More another blog bit from Laszlo.
Porterhouse. Yes, sir, Judge. There's a brown Pat Battle parked in my parking space. Yes, sir. Get a tow truck over here and have it hauled away immediately. Right away, Judge. Right away, sir. Sir.
You son of a bitches! I don't get the Pat Battle.
There's a brown Pat Battle. That's very funny.
Oh, that means they're continuing to come in. The Pat
of course
Battle
they are.
Shit.
They rule.
That no one gets.
Everyone gets
no
it
one
and
gets.
adores it.
No one gets the Pat Battle
that
thing.
big lug Pat Battle.
She's the type you just want to give her put your the chin tap with your fist like that.
Yeah.
Good job, Pat. Big lug. That's perfect.
Big lug.
Hey, Pat Battle, help the judge find his checkbook, will you? Oh. Oh, well, there you are.
That was the best.
Running across the golf course. Oh, I usually...
That was the best when Ted Knight went into that mode.
Genius.
We're going to take our first break. When we get back, we're going to have our first big celebrity.
And I'd like to talk about the
I don't know.
doctor's
We'll find
appointment.
out. Huh?
I had a doctor's appointment, 2 of them yesterday.
About your foot?
Oh, yeah, I did have that one.
You went to that one?
Yes.
How is your foot?
I wouldn't know.
Oh,
Because
no.
I got a big thank you to Dr. Jessica Galina.
Ooh.
Here in New York City on 58th Street.
A girly doctor.
I want to thank her very much. I arrived at 11:30 for my 11:30 appointment, and I still had not been seen by 1 o'clock.
Holy crap, I would have went nuts.
I had a cardiologist appointment at 2 o'clock, and I told them that, and I sat there for an hour and a half.
Oh, jeez.
I can't tell you.
The rage.
I cannot tell you the rage.
They don't care.
They could care less.
Absolutely.
And I went to one of the assistants, and I was like, look, I've been here this was at 30 minutes. And I'm like, what time do you think the doctor was seeing me? Because I do have a cardiologist appointment. She's like, well, there's 2 people ahead of you. I'm like, all right, whatever. Sometimes you get a long wait.
Uh-huh.
5 people at least walked in ahead of me.
But, no, why?
Just taking people as they kind of came in.
That sounds like a personal vendetta.
It wasn't a vendetta. I called. The secretary was actually nice. I called. I actually walked out and I was muttering to myself. People looked at me walking. I walked out. I was like, fuck.
Right, like a lunatic.
When I left, I was in the street just yelling, fuck. I was so angry.
Walk out of a doctor's office cursing.
Yes.
Probably think you're.
So I sat in Dr. Jessica Galina's office.
Mm-hmm.
And nothing. 58th Street. So maybe she's a fine physician.
Yeah.
I believe it's New York Orthopedics.
Maybe her staff has a problem.
I don't know what it is.
With organization.
All I know is maybe many of you go see Dr. Galina on 58th Street. Maybe many of you make appointments with her and have had better success than I have.
Maybe.
I think it's New York Orthopedics.
Yeah. So you didn't see that doctor?
Never saw her. Oh. No, so my foot still hurts. So thank you very much. Unfortunately, I can't give her number out. I would love to give her a plug because maybe people would want to go to her.
Yeah, people are pretty creative. Did you see your other doctor?
My cardiologist, yeah.
Oh, okay.
And that was okay, my stress test. He said, you're not in great shape, but you're healthy enough to exercise.
Oh,
that's encouraging.
Jesus.
Jesus.
That's good. I'm not going to fall face first if I just walk on the treadmill a little bit, Doc.
Jimmy.
You know how you know you're in bad shape when they hook you up with all the wires and you're there with your fat torso? And I'm marching on the treadmill, and the doctor's trying to talk to me, and I'm trying to not act out of breath because I'm only on the first leg of the stress test.
Oh, my God.
Oh, Jimmy.
I am really awful.
Yeah? They tell you to, lose weight?
No, I already know. I'm actually losing a little bit. I have more to go. But no, I'm okay. My heart's fine.
How's the cholesterol, Jimmy?
That cholesterol when I went for my blood work was slightly high. Nothing major.
Yeah.
At least my
How's your
pressure's
blood pressure?
Good. It's actually low.
Goody good.
Even after being made to sit in the waiting room for 90 minutes.
Wow, your voice just changed.
Dude, I can't.
He's crazed.
I'm not even that angry right now. I can't tell you how angry I was yesterday. The arrogance of the medical profession. And I know, look, this is not an emergency room. Sometimes people have emergencies. But there were people, these people were fucking moonwalking into the office. I saw them.
This is why I hate the left.
And your,
it's funny you should mention that.
Tootsie still hurts.
Yeah, it does.
Your
hurt.
little tootsie.
And so I call, and I say to the lady, I've been there 90 minutes. I said to the secretary, look, I got a cardiologist appointment in an hour. She goes, well, you're not going to make it.
Oh, great.
Okay, I'll blow the heart doctor off so the foot lady can make me wait. Maybe I'll read a Highlights magazine.
Is this a celebrity?
I think we might be hijacking our first celebrity today.
Who do we have?
Kirk in Charlotte.
Oh, dude, it's ending right now, man. Hold on.
Damn it.
Hey, it's some guy named Donnie Southern talking about chicken and dumplings night at his restaurant.
Jesus. This is the best we could do?
Dude,
Turned us down.
No wonder why we're all tagging the satellite down here, man.
All right. Well, we're looking for bigger celebrities than this.
Yes.
All right, well, here, I'll keep on the lookout, but can I do a Ben's Hog?
Yeah, go ahead.
Ben's Hog is so big that he sucks cock by choice. Punching out.
All right, thank
Wow,
you, sir.
was that
If your local
awful.
show is having a celebrity on today, please let us pipe our show into it.
Yeah, we want to hear.
Definitely.
We want to hijack your guests.
Mark in Kentucky, what's up?
Oh, I was just sitting here listening,
and, the checklist is going along pretty good. 36 minutes for a Shining reference, 36:30 for Pat Battle, 38 for the F-bomb, 40 minutes for Hate the Left, and 41 for a Ben's Hog. We're going through the list pretty good.
Yeah, we're taking care of business here today.
We've done all our jokes. I guess we could go home.
Damn it.
All right. Thank you, sir. We got a doctor on the line that wants to talk about Jimmy's stress test. John?
Yeah, hey, guys.
Hey.
Hi, John.
Jimmy, was it a thallium stress test? Did they pump any liquid in you?
No, they did. I don't even think they did an echocardiogram. They just hooked me up, and I had chest X-rays taken, and they were like a couple weeks ago, and they said they were fine. There's no spots or anything on my lungs.
Now, how long did you do the stress test? That's the key.
About 12 minutes.
That's about average. That's about average. So, I'm sure they did it on the treadmill where every 3 minutes they kept raising the platform for you.
Yes.
Okay. Ben's Hog is so big it has its own zip code. Punch.
Right, the guy told you exactly what you said and knew.
Let's say hi to James in Connecticut. James?
Hey, what's up there, little Jimmy?
Hey, buddy.
Hey, man, these doctors really suck. I went to the doctors with a broken finger, and I sat in his office for an hour and a half for him to look through the window, tell me it's broken, to go get X-rays.
Dude, it was so irritating. It's only because when you tell them you have a heart doctor appointment, they could move it along a little bit. And then the secretary was really, she's the only reason I'm not completely going ballistic today. The secretary was nice. She's like, look, we try to humanize this. Sometimes people come in, they call, they say they have emergencies. We try to take them. The secretary was actually very sweet. She's the only reason I didn't just spit on the window.
Yeah.
But I hated the whole thing, and it's
Jimmy,
arrogance. It's about professional arrogance.
Jimmy, that's very interesting, but we got to break into your silly story because we have a big star waiting to come on our show. Ladies and gentlemen, it's George Carlin.
All right. See, we're getting guests.
Terry, let's listen in to George Carlin.
All right.
Great. This is why this bit will never work. Or maybe.
What? What's wrong with this guy's phone?
Terry.
Real quick before we have to go to break.
Terry.
Yeah, how you folks doing this morning? What's up, man? All right, y'all were talking about Steven Spielberg with the E.T. movie? A couple weeks ago, Steven Spielberg is going to produce, he's not known to produce a Transformers live-action movie.
Oh, my God, this
is
phone
awful.
It's George Carlin.
And it's not even George Carlin.
They're going to have George Carlin on soon, so we could have George Carlin on our show. If
Look.
you guys are going to do this bit, you got to do it right for us.
Look.
This is a great bit that we still haven't been able to get off the ground.
The bit is so simple. Have a phone that's working and have the right thing going on at the other radio station. We're looking for a guest. We're looking for a station in your town, somewhere across this great land of ours, that is having a guest right now, a celebrity guest. Oh, my God, it's easy. Oh, God, it's easy.
You turn up the radio just right. Get the cell phone just right away from the speaker.
Yeah. No tin can speakers.
Maybe even test it out with Travis, who's working the phones right now. Get it all set up. Get it all set up nice.
Nicey
and then we
nice.
plunk down, and then we hijack someone else's guest.
And we have a guest right there.
Exactly.
Not what you just heard. That was awfulness.
Yeah. Exactly.
Bastards.
Tell him, Fred.
Oh, I want...
That's funny. Why? What is that?
I wanted the whole, how I invented radio part, too, in there.
Oh, you know something? That wasn't clear on your part.
Really?
I'm going to bail the guys out. From what you said, it sounded like all you wanted was the tell him Fred hoo-hoo.
Doesn't it make more sense to have the setup before that?
Sometimes what comes out of your mouth makes no sense at all, Opie.
I'm the first to admit that.
Tell him, Fred.
That is funny.
That is funny.
It is good, but I think Ope wanted a little bit more than that.
A little more meat on the bone.
I think people might be, maybe if people cared.
People around here gave a damn.
All right.
Whenever you hear, there's just a panic goes through that room. Whenever you hear...
I know. Their face is just...
You can't see it at home, but it's like this thing Ope does where he just gets this exasperated, he won't look at me, or he just kind of looks in the air, and it just puts his right hand up. It's like...
He'll play the clip, look at his coffee, whatever is transpiring at that minute, and just kind of put a hand up, look up, shut his eyes, and go... Like,
And Eric's boy hat tightens. Steve runs in.
As does his asshole.
And his
puckers up.
Steve's child shorts roll up more. I don't know what happened. He even sometimes he slurs. I don't know what happened.
You know what goes through my mind? I'm trying not to explode these days. I
honestly thought you meant that too.
I'm trying to keep it all fun.
Fun.
Capital F.
All right, well, whatever happened to that? Didn't we have something like that? The Opie and Anthony Show. It's all about fun. And we just played a montage of our worst fights that we've had with people.
Oh, yeah. That's a good idea for a new sweeper, boys and girls.
Steve did that one.
Yes. Maybe he still has it somewhere.
Yeah.
All right, so, why don't we take a break, and hopefully we'll get a big guest on the program after the break.
George Carlin would love this show. It's uncensored radio. Carlin would love being on this program. How have we not had Carlin on here?
He could curse. He could say whatever he wants. Why is Carlin not on this show?
Ozzy went crazy. He loved it.
Yeah.
He loved the fact that he could curse.
Yep.
By the way, I'm hanging up on a lot of people today. Don't take it personally.
Oh, they will.
Some of the faithful listeners take it personally, but we're trying to clear the phone line so we can get some guests on the show today. Let's say hi to Adam in Indiana. Adam.
Hey, what's up, O&A?
Hey.
Hi, Sweetness.
Hey.
I broke a razor blade off into my wrist accidentally one time.
Accidentally, huh?
Yeah, accidentally, honestly. But the problem is I only have one hand to begin with, so waiting in the doctor's office, bleeding all over the place, they said, oh, well, we need you to fill out these paperwork forms first, sir. Folks, I only have one hand. What's the matter with you people?
Oh, the paperwork, huh?
Yeah, I got to fill out all this paperwork while bleeding all over the place and holding a rag and wrist over my wrist with the only
How many
hand.
pages was the paperwork, you think?
Oh, it was only 2 pages.
But just the point, I understand they have
How
to
many
get
questions
paid.
you think?
Gotta get paid.
I don't recall. I was a little fuzzy from the loss of blood. But it was awful.
Yeah, they want all that insurance information right up front.
Oh, yeah, and at one point I started to fade because of the loss of blood. She says, oh, no, sir, you need to fill out all these other lines, too. And it's like, how am I supposed to do this? Can you help me out? They're terrible. I hate them.
Some doctors are great, but there is an arrogance in the medical profession that is just mind-boggling.
Oh, yeah, this little bit of blue ink on this paper was much more important than my bleeding all over their counter.
All right, Adam.
90 fucking minutes.
Oof, that's a long wait.
Let's go back to Alabama. They get priority on this show.
Alabama.
Travis.
How you doing, Bama?
Yeah, I'm not actually from Alabama. I'm from Ohio, but I'm in the military stuck in this southern godforsaken shithole. But I used to be stationed in Alaska, and I was a paratrooper up there, and we went out running and everything, and it gets, significantly cold in Alaska, and I got back from the run and went and pissed, and it was pure blood, and you know how your knees buckle as soon as you see a bright red substance coming off your mule.
Yeah.
So I went to the medics, and they're like, oh, you're just dehydrated. You just drink some water and take some Motrin. You can suck it up. You'll be all right.
Suck it up. You're bleeding.
Yeah, you're bleeding.
You're bleeding when you piss. Suck it up.
Yeah.
Were they right, though?
No. What had happened was it gets so cold up there, you had to wear a cock sock, but I had just gotten up there and didn't know any better, and I didn't have a...
All right, slow down.
You don't just... Dude, you don't just blow past this show with a cocksock on.
What the hell's a cocksock?
What? Where were you? What was this?
I was stationed in Fort Richardson, Alaska, and it gets so cold up there that you have to put something extra around your cock and balls, or else, it hangs away from your body, so you'll get frost nip or frostbite on the tip of your wang. So you had to put like a sock or, make something to where you could get all your jumblies all together so they would flop around while you're running.
I've never heard of this.
I actually did.
You did?
Really? Well, Ben was in the military, but he always say that when he was away, he had to get a cock burlap bag.
I was going to say a sleeping bag.
I was going to say the military used decommissioned dirigibles.
Coming soon to the Opie and Anthony program, your official Opie and Anthony cocksock.
Cocksocks.
We'll be handing out cocksocks all weekend long.
Spread the virus, cocksocks.
No,
email Opie's brother.
Right. At Dr. Duck.
Dr. Duck.
DUK at AOL.com. Actually, if you want a pest shirt.
I'm looking to get my cocksock. I'll wear it on my show. Cocksock.
Cocksock?
Cocksock.
Yes, gentlemen, it's called a cock sock. It's a wonderful invention.
And what happened? The cold weather affected your wiener, and you started bleeding from it?
Well, obviously it did something internally. I really don't know. The problem is in the military, they've got medics that aren't even like emergency medical technician qualified. This is about 8 years ago. Well, now they are, but they're guys who like just rate your pain, 1 to 10 or whatever. Well, some guys can, have a broken leg and be like, well, it hurts a little bit or whatever, So they ask you to rate your pain, and they write like a complaint form and send it to a guy who's like middle-level management who knows a little bit about the medical field.
Jeez.
And then it forwards to a doctor or whatever. So most of the time you're just broke, and especially like, airborne infantry, airborne rangers and stuff, they want us to suck it up. They want us to play hurt, and,
right.
We're playing for the real deal. So, a lot of stuff goes, I broke my toe, whatever, just suck it up, keep on going. Keep on doing whatever, so.
Yeah.
Oh. All right. Thank you, Travis.
Thank you, Travis.
All right. We're gonna take a break. Hopefully, we'll have our first guest that we could hijack after the break.
I hope so.
If your local morning show is having a big celebrity on today, please call the program so we can listen in. That's the only way we're gonna get guests on this program.
Toolbag Johnson is suggesting we call it the official Shock Jock Cocksock. Good job there, Toolbag.
Like sand through the hourglass, so is the Oreday virus.
Stepping up to the plate and getting involved with this reality programming.
When did the reality show really start? Was it with... I know the Real World, but...
You got to go back to the Real World.
But
they have other examples before that, but the Real World really made reality program.
But when did it really... But that was... How long ago? 15 years ago?
No.
The Real World?
They're up to 15 years?
We're talking 15 years, dude. 15 years. So I'm talking, it was there, but it really didn't. It didn't really start. When did it really start? Where everything was it Survivor?
Survivor.
Not Big Brother. You picked the biggest flop reality show.
Good job, E-Rock.
Everybody
what the fuck's wrong with you?
Eric, what are you talking about?
Jesus, Big...
Talk on the mic. Give him a microphone.
Big Brother was
Shut up, would you?
You really did pick the worst reality show.
Oh, actually, Opie, you love that show.
I liked it, but no one was watching
it. But to put it as the reality show that might have kicked off the whole craze. Jesus,
might have been Joe Millionaire was a big one. I guess before then they had happened.
Yeah,
Survivor.
Survivor was huge. I think Survivor kind of kicked that off. And what year was that? Because I'm just wondering if the thousands here, the 2000, is going to be known as like in the future as that whole reality show decade.
Big Brother.
Big Brother.
Nobody watched that, and you're talking about it like it's the last MASH.
Oh, they love when Eric fucks up.
They love it. Certainly.
You know, they're all just sitting there waiting to take his place.
You know what Eric's wardrobe needs? A gas can and a match. We got to chip in and get this kid a couple of shirts that don't belong on a 5-year-old.
He is just like Spanky McFarlane
Every
today.
fucking shirt he has should come with a lollipop and an incest survival story.
One of those huge lollipops.
Just a big lolly and a hat with a propeller on it.
You have to put him in knickers one of these days just to skip around.
Oh, too funny.
Well, I don't know about something like that kind of racist, but I mean, I
No, short pants.
Okay.
Bill needs coffee. You need coffee? Bill needs coffee.
No, I got a nice... Right. Eric gets retarded child clothes. Don't make a fucking good dresser out of me.
Opie and Anthony, the virus is spreading.
Ah, yes. Fuck all y'all. Still waiting for our first guest to join the program, Anthony. We're going to hijack guests from other radio shows today, hopefully.
We've got to do what we got to do. Right?
So far, we're having no luck. Now, tell me if this sounds better. If not, fine.
Okay. Talk on and on about how you invented radio. Tell him, Fred.
Or do we just go with Tell him Fred?
funny.
The clipped talk, though, a little bit, right?
Yeah.
Kind of jumps in there. Was it a tough edit?
Talk on and on about how you invented radio. So, Fred.
Tell him, Fred.
Can I get that on here?
That's great.
Immediately.
Only
the Bible outsells Harry. Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince.
Hi, Harry.
Shattered world records yesterday as the fastest-selling book ever, outdoing just about everything except the Bible.
The Bible.
The Bible's still in first place, Anthony.
Ooh, a good versus evil kind of thing.
Still at the top of the countdown. The latest book in the 7-volume series, chronicling the exploits of the orphan teen wizard, sold nearly, holy shit, 10 million copies in the first 24 hours.
Unbelievable.
10 million readers.
Many.
Looks like we got ourselves a reader. Wow.
That's too much reading.
Wow. The 39-year-old British writer has made in excess of $800 million and could hit $1 billion by next year, experts believe. Wow. So there you have it. Selling like hotcakes.
Hotcakes?
I was thinking about that yesterday. What? Hotcakes? Do they sell that?
They do.
They do?
Man.
Is that one of those hacky lines that comedians use all the time?
Yeah.
But what is a hotcake? And do they sell that
It's a
that well?
pancake.
Flapjack.
A flapjack. Another word for a pancake.
All right.
Hotcakes.
Let's say hi to John in Ohio. John?
Hey, what's up, guys?
What's up?
Hey, there's a local radio station, 92.3, out here that's going to have Norton in the studio at 9 o'clock.
Oh, in studio, I'm calling in to Rover.
Well, they said that you are going to be there at 9 a.m.
Uh-oh.
There must be a miscommunication.
You better leave now.
Yeah, you better hurry up.
Get on a plane there, Jimmy.
All right. Thank you, sir.
Hey, no
I got to get the number for Rover, actually, because I can't find the number. I got to do it for
When are you supposed to call?
9 o'clock.
9?
Reporting my show, yeah, in Cleveland.
That'd be odd.
Yeah, maybe someone could send in the number so you could call the station. Still waiting to hijack our first celebrity, Anthony.
Yeah, because, I mean, why would anyone want to book a guest on this show? I mean, the fact is XM. How many million people now have XM? It's disgusting how big this company is. It's huge.
Oh, yeah.
Huge.
Growing by leaps and bounds, as they say.
XM is blowing up.
Yeah.
Yes.
Hugeness.
And, well, we're still not getting real celebrities on the show. Every once in a while we do.
Yeah, of course.
Every once in a while we get a bone.
Oh,
but,
yeah, those guys are there, right. Yeah.
But for the money we're paying them, it's ridiculous.
It's not even. It's partially them, I agree.
All right. Anthony.
Yes.
As we wait for our first celebrity hijacking. Oh, that bit's going nowhere. Help us out, please.
Gee, people.
Please. Please.
Please. Please. Just call us up with a guest on a show on a radio station near you, and we'll put it on the air. Okay, Pookie. Okay, Bad Battle.
Fast Times at Ridgemont High.
Yeah?
We've been doing this from time to time. The TV edit.
Isn't this great?
The TV edit of Fast Times at Ridgemont High.
Hey, Rat, would you get that out of the hamper? We
Well-
love Fast Times, and the TV version stinks.
That's right.
There's so much filth in that movie that they actually have to put in parts that they left on the editing room floor when they made the movie. They picked up little pieces that sucked, that weren't good enough to be in the movie, and threw them in, and cut out scenes like Phoebe Cates deep-throating a carrot, and Phoebe Cates opening her top. Oh.
Yeah, how do they cover that up?
I've seen it done a couple of ways. I've seen them just cut the whole scene out. She gets out of the pool, and then it goes to them kissing. They show an extended scene of what's his facey there jerking off in the bathroom. Judge Reinhold.
Judge Ryan. Judge, right.
And they show like an extended scene of him jacking it, and then the next scene is him holding her and kissing her, so you can't see her boobies.
Right. All right, well, we got the Fast Times at Ridgemont High TV edit.
Oh, where is this from? Do we know?
TBS.
TBS.
They're the worst. They're the worst.
They are the worst.
So let's go to the first clip. This is the
original
dialogue. Yes, Anthony.
There's someone else in in the hotel with us.
Oh, wait.
In one of the rooms. She tried to strangle Danny.
You got me again! You son of a bitches! Fucking hate the Pat Battle thing. Now I gotta hear that again. You asses. Good.
There's someone else in the hotel with us. Pat Battles in one of the rooms. She tried to strangle Danny.
Pat Battles in one of the rooms.
I fucking don't get it.
Pat Battle, by the way, is headlining the small stage at Ozfest this year. She just ruled.
Nice.
It's all about Pat Battle.
Pat Battle.
Pat Battle.
I think I got the right one now. Thanks.
Right?
Thanks for that, guys. Appreciate the Pat Battle thing. It's so fun.
I love Pat Battle.
Love it.
Look at her picture. She's wearing a smart...
That is a smart outfit.
A smart bluish suit jacket, and she has that blondish, very natural for a black woman coif, and a colorful background, and a nice smile.
She looks
That is great.
She looks just like Earl Campbell.
She really is.
Is that picture up on OpieandAnthony.com?
If it isn't, it should be.
Why don't we take a picture of Jimmy holding up the picture of Pat Battle?
This picture should be up in Times Square.
It's just amazing.
Every
Pat
time you
Battle.
see it, you want to give it the thumbs up.
Go, Pat.
That's right.
Let's say hi to Randy in Boston. Randy.
Hey, I got the penis puppeteers on. They're on right now.
All right, let's listen to the penis puppeteers.
Medicine that day, so I was practically nonverbal. That's probably the only reason I showed up.
So have you developed any of your own creations?
You know, it's always an evolving art form.
I love it.
Have your parents come to see you perform yet? Believe it or not, my mother. Your mother has? Yeah.
Oh, my God.
These are the guys that make stuff out of their
Both of our
penises.
moms have done press
They had an
conferences
off-Broadway show.
You let your mother see your penis?
Yeah.
They must be very proud. So let me ask you something, Joey, because it seems to me
Good
like
girl.
Lindsay Kulo and DJ Pup Dog are very insecure with their sexuality, and they're all talking about this morning how they wouldn't go around in a circle and whip their thing out in front of other guys. Now, when you guys are on stage, so there's 8 or 9 of you that stand around in the circle and whip it out. I mean, you guys don't get, a little uneasy because you're doing that?
Yeah.
With other guys around?
You don't see what I have to work next to.
Yeah. You don't see what I get you. I get you.
So what we're going to do now, well, first of all, Puppetry of the Penis is happening at the Lyric Stage, 140 Clarendon Street. If you want to get tickets, go to CMS.com.
Yes, okay. Call the theater.
What do we want to do now? What do we want to do?
787 discounted tickets.
Yeah, why don't we
What do we
want
wanna
to
do?
stuff you guys could do with your penises?
What kind of groups do you get? I mean, like, what's the ratio as far as women and men coming to your shows? I would say it's probably 85% women. And now the men
And 15% fags then, right? Yeah. Is that what you're getting at with the...
Yeah, a lot of them have...
Out in the lobby, they sell, like, face masks that are shaped like crackers.
The thing about it is, anybody who does actually go to the show, put away their fears. They always have a good time, and I guarantee you they're going to get laid.
Right. Oh.
Really?
Oh, he's guaranteeing you're going to get laid. That sounds great.
Is this the hamburger penis?
Yeah.
I mean,
Is this some trick that anybody can do? Like, could I do it and stuff? I think I could teach everybody just about every trick. Really? Yeah.
All right, well, let's see the
When you're
hamburger.
romantic with somebody, do you kind of say, hey, want to see something real cool?
Enough of this palaver. Let's see the
Let's get
hamburger.
into it.
The rule is we don't work.
Let's get into the penis hamburger.
Yeah.
I want to see 4 of them stand together and make a W.
Unaroused. Because I know that sometimes, you know what, like, when I get tired, that's one of my big times. When I get a little tired, all of a sudden I'm like, bling. Or it could just be anytime. Like, maybe right now, in a couple minutes, I'll get like, bling. You got a lot of rest last night, I hope. Yeah, no, I did. But I'm saying, how do you make sure that you, like, let's say you're...
Oh, my God.
Yeah, how do you not get a boner?
Why are they doing a normal interview with these guys? We've had them on the show. They whip it out, they make cute things with their penises, and then we move on to the
And you
news.
get in trouble with the FCC.
Exactly.
There's only one trick that you can do, in that state. Yeah. It's not very pretty. It's called the hockey stick. Yeah, the spitting cobra. I don't... What?
I'm going to turn these people into the FCC.
The official line is no, it never happened. Okay. Because, when you first start doing it, you're pretty...
All right, well...
This is all we got, huh?
This is it.
The
so
puppetry of the penis guys. Great.
They get naked and they make stuff out of their penises.
Yeah.
you just go in, you punch the clock, and you take off your clothes.
All right.
I understand Ben was joining their troupe.
It's all right.
Yeah?
They needed somebody to do these Stonehenge.
To tell you, quite honestly, we were in Hollywood. Yeah. And, the ladies in Hollywood there,
All right. Thank you, Randy in Boston. Our first celebrity hijacking.
So
Got to
today
start
we
somewhere,
had-
right, Anthony?
We had puppetry of the penis guys on
Yes.
our show today.
Yes.
Did
Right
my
in the
horrible
guest
bomb
slot.
bleed through? Oof.
Oh, no. What'd you say?
Oh, you didn't even hear it?
No.
Oh, and I bombed horribly.
Damn it.
I said Ben was joining Puppetry of the Penis because they needed somebody to reenact Stonehenge.
That's
not bad. I just didn't hear it.
Oh.
Damn it.
We're bad listeners.
Ben's writing.
Bad listeners.
What's it say?
Dude.
Oh, shit. All right, this is something good. I emailed.
I don't. What is he?
Okay.
What's wrong, Jimmy?
Secret message?
No, it does.
What's wrong?
It was. I emailed the PD to get me the phone number.
Oh, goody.
okay.
Okay. I
Very
just didn't
good.
know what it meant at first.
All right, back to Fast Times at Ridgemont High, the TV edit, Anthony. Here's the original dialogue, and then we'll play the TBS version, okay?
Right.
Hey, Charles, how you doing, buddy? Car looks great. I mean, really terrific. You're really keeping it up wonderfully. Don't fuck with it.
All right.
Yeah, it's got to be Don't Fool With It.
Hey, Charles, how
Don't
you
mess
doing,
with it.
buddy? Car looks great. I mean, really terrific. You're really keeping it up wonderfully. Don't fool with it.
Right.
Don't fool
Don't
with it.
fool with it.
That's just as good, right?
Don't fool with it.
This guy's been stoned since the 3rd grade.
Uh-oh. Are you kidding? They weren't... It's TBS. They couldn't say stoned?
This guy's been strange since the 3rd grade.
Turner Broadcasting, because when your wife sits on enemy tanks, don't do drug jokes.
It's that bad?
Yep.
And that has nothing to do with the FCC.
Yeah, that's a
Not
judgment call
a
by
thing.
the bigwigs at TBS. That has nothing. You're exactly
We don't want
right.
no drug humor.
Bunch of Atlanta dummies.
Goddamn drug jokes.
Hey, bud, what's your problem?
No problem at all. I think you know where the front office is.
You dick!
Uh-oh. What
See, you
are
could
they going to put in
And
that
you could
place?
say you dick, right?
You dick. Yeah.
You can say it.
Of course you can.
Hey, bud, what's your problem?
No problem at all. I think you know where the front office is.
You nerd!
Oh, the voice is bad.
Oh, God. That.
Nerd.
You know, I remember watching this and having to turn it off.
You cringe, right?
Yeah, it's so bad. You nerd. Nerd.
You hear about the surfer guy who pulled a knife in Mr. Hand this morning? Oh, no. He just called him a dick. Dick? Oh, God, people exaggerate so much here.
See, that's you could say that on TV.
Yeah, of course you can.
Oh, nuts.
You hear about the surfer guy who pulled a knife in Mr. Hand this morning? Oh, no. He just called him a nerd. A nerd? Oh, people exaggerate so much here.
Just called him a nerd.
People exaggerate because you use the word nerd?
The word nerd.
I'm in love.
You are a wuss, part wimp and part pussy.
What do you mean, wuss? This girl is my exact type.
Oh, no. You can't say pussy.
You're going to be surprised, actually.
Really?
I'm in love.
You are a wimp, part simp and part weakling.
What do you mean, this girl is my
What?
exact type?
Wait, let me... Wickling? Wink?
They started by taking out you're a wuss and
Wuss.
turned it into you're a wimp.
You're a wimp, part...
What's wrong with saying you're a wuss?
A wuss.
I'm in love.
No.
You are a wimp, part simp and part weakling.
What do you mean, this girl
Is
is
that
my
a sinkling or a
exact type?
sipling or...
Part simp?
Simp and weakling would be simpling. Well, how does he get wimp out of that?
Wait, this is the original line.
I'm in love.
You are a wuss, part wimp and part pussy.
What do you mean, wuss? This girl is my exact type.
All right, a wuss. Part wimp, part pussy.
Pussy.
Okay.
Wuss.
I'm in love.
You are a wimp,
part simp and part weakling.
What do you mean? This girl is my exact type.
It would be weakling and simp. It would be wimp.
The worst.
Oh, is that horrid?
Is that amazing?
Oh, it's a crime.
That's the attitude.
The attitude?
Yeah, the attitude dictates that you don't care whether she comes, stays, lays, or prays.
Oh, no.
I mean, whatever happens, your toes are still tapping.
Oh, the delivery is much too fast for them to edit in something nice. What is this horror show going to be?
That's the attitude.
The attitude?
Yeah, the attitude dictates that you don't care whether she cries, shouts, laughs, or pouts. I mean, whatever happens, your toes are still tapping.
Doesn't even make sense.
I can't
on any
even
level.
listen to this garbage.
Cries, shouts, laughs, or pouts? Why? Is she coming to town?
They might as well edit it with penguin sounds at that point.
Yeah. Just do that.
It's a bunch of whacks.
It makes as much sense.
All right.
All right.
How do you feel?
I feel good.
Do you? All right, now stop fucking around and go get her.
All right.
Stop fooling around.
Obviously, you got to get rid of the fucking there, right?
Yeah.
Right.
All right.
All right.
How do you feel?
I feel good.
Do you? All right, now stop butzing around and go get her.
Butzing around.
Buttons around.
Stop butzing around.
Butzing around. Stop butzing around, Jimmy.
It says 100% guaranteed, you moron. Mister, if you don't shut up, I'm going to kick 100% of your ass.
All right, you could say that on TV.
That's a great scene.
And you could say that. The FCC will allow you to say that.
You could say that in the Vatican.
Yeah.
Well,
It says 100% guaranteed, you moron. Mister, if you don't shut up, I'm going to kick 100% of your face.
That's a great one.
Your face! Your face!
I hate Turner Broadcasting.
All right, Hamilton.
I hope you had a hell of a piss, Arnold.
That's one of the classic lines from the movie.
Yeah.
I hope you had a hell of a break, Arnold.
Oh. When he's in the bathroom,
right,
scrubbing big fat pussy off the mirror, and they blur it out.
It gets better. Remember this line?
A lot of people expect that maybe Mark Cutback Davis or Bob Jungle Death Gerard would take the honors this year.
Oh, those guys are fags.
It's a classic line. It's a classic line. Those guys are fags.
You know, a lot of people expect that maybe Mark Cutback Davis or Bob Jungle Death Gerard would take the honors this year.
Oh, those guys are fools.
Oh, I can't. Oh.
Dad says you're going to be late again, you butthole.
Can't
you can't say butthole?
Butthole. No, you can't.
Dad says you're going to be late again, you booger.
That's what he says after that. Did they throw it in twice?
I guess so.
If you'd apologize to Dennis, I'm sure he'd take you back.
Fuck Dennis Taylor.
Fuck Dennis Taylor.
Well, obviously you got to get rid of
a single successful guy.
Right.
Oh, that movie's great.
Obviously you got to get rid of the fuck.
If you'd apologize to Dennis, I'm sure he'd take you back.
Damn Dennis Taylor.
Damn Dennis Taylor.
Damn.
Eek.
Hey, man, just be glad I had fast reflexes. My brother's gonna shit. Make up your mind, dude. Is he gonna shit or is he gonna kill us? First he's gonna shit, then he's gonna kill us.
Another classic line from the movie.
Toolbag wants to know who does Spicoli's voiceovers. James Gum.
Yeah, I did hear that a little bit.
You're a great big fat fag.
Those guys are fools.
Hey, man, just be glad I had fast reflexes. My brother's gonna flip. Well, make up your mind, dude. Is he gonna flip or is he gonna kill us? First he's gonna flip, and then he's gonna kill us.
That's fine, because you can't say shit. I mean, that's...
Just don't play the movie.
Yeah, really. Leave the movie to the big boys.
Right.
Just give it to HBO and be done with it.
Linda, he didn't show up. That little prick. I called his house, and his mother told me that he was in the garage helping his father. Well, Mike Damone's a no-brain little prick, Stacy. I'm not going to let him get away with this. Linda, please don't do anything. I don't even like the guy. Stacy, he's not a guy. He's a little prick.
They put in cock. Right?
Linda, he didn't show up.
That little pig.
Oh.
I called his house. And his mother told me that he was in the garage helping his father.
Well, Mike Damone's a no-brain little pig, Stacy. I'm not going to let him get away with this.
Linda, please don't do anything. I don't even like the guy.
Stacy, he's not a guy. He's a little pig.
Oh, man. Just awful, right?
And we got to get one of them abortions.
She never really was your girlfriend, right?
Hey, fuck you, Damone.
Ooh.
She never really was your girlfriend.
Hey, face it, Damone.
What? What? Face it, Damone.
Eek.
Strong words.
Oh, you should be coming on pretty soon, dude. How much do you smoke?
This will be a little demonstration of that. Listen up.
This is my favorite.
That was my skull. I'm so wasted.
They can't make drug references. There wasn't one bad word in that whole stretch of dialogue, but you can't make drug references.
The FCC will allow that on TV right there.
Of course.
This is how they cleaned it up.
You must have surfed all day long, dude. How good were the waves?
This will be a little demonstration of that. Listen up. That was my skull.
Where are you going after the exams, dude?
What? That made no sense whatsoever. It doesn't have to make sense. It just has to be cleaned up. It doesn't even have to make sense. You surfed all day, so he hits himself on the head with his sneaker, and that shows that the waves were good. And where are you going to be after the exam? Like they were taking exams. Like they're talking about a test.
That's just amazing.
Oh, it's horrid.
What do you think? I have another version where I call him an asshole. No, that one's better. It's more mature. Yeah.
All right, well, they got to clean that up.
What do you think? I have another version where I call him an idiot. No, that one's better. It's more mature. Yeah.
You idiot.
All right, and finally, the last one. The TV edit of Fast Times at Ridgemont High.
They just taught me the procedure, and let me figure it out. Let me figure it out. Come on, shithead, let's go! Get off my case, motherfucker!
And this is how they cleaned it up on TBS.
They just taught me the procedure, and let me figure it out. Let me figure it out. Come on, stupid, let's go! Get off my case, will you? Damn you!
Awful.
Chop it up.
Get off my case, Mr. Falcon.
Mr. Falcon.
So that's what's more dangerous than the FCC. Everyone's always talking about the FCC, but it's the people that actually run these networks that are more dangerous.
Yeah, they are editing.
One lousy guy at TBS decides, I just don't want drug references on my channel.
Right.
But those are acceptable, sir. I don't care.
No drug references. Yeah, when you start editing for content like that and not for language, it's really bad.
Really bad.
Imagine, I wonder how they feel, the people that put that movie together, the director, writer, when they catch that. They got to sit and surf the channels and go, hey, here's my movie, and just watch somebody's butchered version of your writing.
I wonder how that is, Anthony. Don't you remember?
Yeah, kind of.
The same thing happened to us on commercial radio. We were on a 30-something second delay, and we would be having a grand old time in the studio, laughing our asses off. And then the phones would go crazy and go, guys, why are you laughing?
They dumped out of something because I didn't catch anything you said.
And then they started dumping out of stuff that had nothing to do with the FCC. We went through the same thing. It enrages you. It goes right through you.
Yes, it does.
All right.
Oh, I want a low-fat apple thing.
You want your apple cake today?
I want my apple cake. That shit is so good. And it makes my whole area smell so nice and apple cinnamony. It really does. Thank you, sir.
By the way, the picture of Norton holding up the Pat Battle photo is now up on opieandanthony.com.
Look how cute the birthday boy is. Who could tell he was so aggravated at the doctor?
as he limps over to take a look at the
how
picture.
bright his smiling face is. Holding Pat Battle.
All right, we're going to take a break, Anthony. We're looking to have celebrities on our show today. So far, we've had, the penis guys on.
Yeah.
We're hijacking guests from other morning shows across America today. So if your local morning show is having a big celebrity on today, please give us a call so we can listen in and hijack that celebrity.
Yeah.
That's the only way we're going to get real guests on this program, okay?
Right.
All right.
Let's see how this comes out. All right?
They're right there. All right, here we go. I got to break.
Oh, this is nice. This is a story about a man. He always was so lonely at night. But his voice was rowdy. You could hear it all through this train station. And I'm going to sing this one. This is about Tippy Toe Tommy.
Let's go while we're young.
It's late at night, and I got nowhere to go. My money's gone and also all my friends. And the cop says to me, "Hey, you smell bad, get out of here." And he says, "And you know I have an angel." And he said, "That angel, shelter me from the pouring rain. You have homes. This is my life. I'm living with so much pain. Shelter me from the pouring rain. You have homes. This is my life. I'm living with so much pain. That's just a little piece.
The Opie and Anthony Show. XM 202.
Everybody's going to the party, have a real good time. Dancing in the desert, blowing up the sunshine.
You know he's not washing his hands. He knows he's rushed.
We're back with Norton and Friends.
Oh, it's your birthday, so sure, it's your show today, Jimmy. Opie went to take a leak like 2 seconds before we were
Our first
back
guest
on the air.
on Norton and Friends, my good friend Greg, is stopping in the studio.
There it is.
Fresh from a tinkle.
Hi, Jimmy.
Hi, Ope.
Hope you had a nice piss, Opie.
No, it wasn't piss.
Hope you had a nice break, Opie.
All right, let's say hi to Eric in New York City. Eric, what's going on?
Hi.
Hey, good morning, boys.
Hi.
You missed it. Tom Arnold was on PLJ with Scott and Todd.
Who was?
Tom Arnold?
Wait, Tom Arnold's
Tom
in
Arnold.
New York City and we can't get him on the show. Why?
Do we know Tom Arnold was in the city?
Hey, he's a big star.
He's pretty funny, but there's a lame interview.
All right.
Of course it was
They're
a late
done?
interview.
Happy birthday, Jimmy.
Thanks,
Damn it.
buddy.
All right, well,
Of course we didn't get him on. Why would
we couldn't hijack Tom Arnold today.
No.
We're looking to hijack guests from other shows today. Jimmy is so annoyed today. I love it.
Fuming.
I love
livid.
I
when
hate
people
my
are
birthday.
annoyed.
I get depressed. I'm just cranky. I'm cranky because we got no guests, and I want to fucking bite somebody. And I'm annoyed because I asked for one of the guys to get me a bagel, and I know I'm nitpicky. I wanted a bagel and a coffee. Could you toast the bagel? Okay. He comes back from Starbucks just with coffee. Dude, the Starbucks didn't have a toaster. Yeah, I know. I guess it's kind of hard to find a place that might toast a bagel in Manhattan.
We have a toaster in the back, by the way. So even if you just bring back a bagel, we could toast it.
Oh,
up for
really?
you. Yeah, we got a little thing back
We
there.
could toast it right here on site?
Huh?
We could toast it right here on site.
Yeah.
There's a deli downstairs. I just want a bagel with a little cream cheese on the side.
Yeah. You know, he was probably, like, freaking out at the prospect of taking longer because he had to go to 2 places. So what does he do? Come up with the coffee and then go find another bagel or do the whole thing at once. A lot of pressure on those guys.
Jimmy looks like he's going to kill somebody.
I'm so irritated, dude. I hate being like this.
Birthdays suck
They're awful.
ass.
Awful.
They stink. When was the last time you looked forward to a birthday? I think it was probably 18. Like you looked forward to your 18th birthday. That was about it, though. After that, what the hell's the... What are you celebrating? Another day closer to the dirt nap. That's all it represents, people. When you're a kid, you're looking forward to things. That's why shit takes forever when you're a kid. Remember when you were a kid how long it took from one Christmas to the next? I'm serious. Really put yourself back there as a kid for a second. Remember how long that took. You know why it took so long? As a kid, you're constantly looking forward to things. Yeah. And when you're waiting for something to happen, it takes a long time. So if you're sitting and waiting for your birthday and Christmas and summer vacation and things like that, life takes forever. That's why your youth seem to take forever. Then when you get older, you're constantly putting shit off. Shit is in the future that you don't want happening. Bills have to be paid. You got to go to work. You got to do this, that, the other thing. You're in a rush. And when you put shit off, they seem to creep up quicker. So all of a sudden, there goes your life.
22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30.
No one looks
31,
forward to
32,
their birthday.
And this past May 23rd, 33 years old for me.
There you go. That's why shit goes by so quick with the older you get. And I can't stay. You ever see those commercials for, like, Centrum Gold and stuff where they got the old couple going, I'm having the best years of my life. You must have had one shitty childhood and early adulthood. This pissing yourself and fucking...
and fucking smelling old lady skin when you kiss your woman. Yeah, it's the best days of your life.
Yeah.
You want a taste of reality?
No one likes birthdays.
Why don't we talk about that fine soldier that passed away overnight, Anthony?
William Westmoreland.
A little taste of reality.
91 years old.
Young.
William Westmoreland. He was the face of Vietnam. He was the guy in charge.
He was the guy on TV almost every night.
He's
the
guy
about the death counts
with
and
the
this
battle
and what
plan,
we're doing, and we're going to kill more
count.
of them than they kill of
Right.
us. And yeah, he was.
That's it.
He was Vietnam as far as a visual.
He had all the stick-to-itiveness, even after the Tet Offensive. Wanted to keep going. Wanted to win that war.
He came across on TV like a tough son of a
guy
bitch.
in charge, the general.
That's right.
Yeah. Well, let's fast forward. 91 years old. The guy is in a nursing home, and he drops dead. In his own urine and shit, I'm sure. Awful. You think he'd rather be laying there in his own stuff fading away? Or maybe taken out in the Nam, in a rice paddy? Time is a bitch. It's just a bitch. And the whole thing with the birthday. Who's celebrating birthdays? Get them over with. You know what a great day is? The day after your birthday. Because it's another year until your next one. That's it.
Jimmy's already depressed, Anthony.
How do we...
Oh, fuck, Jimmy.
I'd love that. That'd be a nice birthday
Happy birthday, fella.
Ope on one side, Ant on the other, Jim in the middle going...
Jesus.
Plenty of room on that back to play cards. On the rotisserie.
JP, what's up?
Hey, Anthony, what's up?
Hi.
You say longer like you say finger.
Longer.
All right, look, assholes. I've had it.
Dude,
I speak the way I speak. You don't like it, lump it, I say.
You're putting this, dude, you can't put, you put him through the ringer. There's no reason for it.
How do I say longer? Is it supposed to be longer?
Yes.
Stop it. It's longer. I don't care. Longer, 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 longer. That's the way I'm saying it. Finger, 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 finger. That's how I'm saying it. Don't care. Don't care.
You got to pick your pet.
You want me to keep my finger in your ass longer, JP? I'll do that. How about that?
He'll linger longer.
I'll linger longer in your ass with my fur. You know, I can't satisfy everyone with my pronunciations of things.
This show is getting close to going into the silly zone. You know that,
You
right?
motherfucker.
All right, we got a couple things we could do here, Anthony, because we have absolutely nothing on the prep sheet that I feel like going to.
I didn't even know Tom Arnold was in New York. Isn't there somebody supposed to let us know at least, or be looking out when celebrities are in New York? At least
I don't know.
Letting us know.
Yeah, I would say so, sure.
Don Wicklund, he's in charge of 202, and he's doing a great job. And
Anthony, the Tet Offensive was military disaster for the Viet Cong, so stick-to-itiveness was inappropriate. Yeah, but it wasn't a disaster as far as morale went. As far as everybody saying that was the point, that the war was unwinnable. It was a strike to our military when they said that there was no way that the Viet Cong could mount an organized attack. That is why the Tet Offensive was good for the VC. It was a military disaster. They got their asses handed to them during it. But it showed that they were still organized enough to make an attack on separate cities. So, nya, Tim.
Forget Aristotle and fuck Socrates. Here comes Professor Anthony.
That's something anyone could pick up on the History Channel.
Yeah, of course.
Until you just said that, I thought we launched the Tet Offensive.
Oh, no.
I had no idea. I couldn't even spell Tet.
What do you mean, Tet?
Tet.
I thought it was Ted.
The Tet Offensive.
All right, here we go.
Go get him, Tid.
A couple things going on with the Opie and Anthony show. We're going to do this tribute concert eventually, tribute band concert. We're waiting for Brother Joe, who is just blown up to the point that
I know
we can't even get him to do our gigs anymore. Brother Joe has a U2 tribute band. We want him to pretty much headline this thing because this is where we got the idea from. So we're waiting for a spot to open up in his very busy schedule.
We need a clear in his schedule.
Yeah, he's flying to Mexico. He said Ireland,
Dublin.
He's going all over the world. With this U2 tribute band, but when he gets an open date, we're going to book something, and then we're going to get a bunch of other tribute bands, and I don't know if we're going to have an official competition. We're trying to figure that out.
Yeah.
But another tribute band came in overnight, a band called Believer, the Ozzy tribute band.
Oh, Jimmy.
Jimmy's going to love this.
What another little birthday treat for Jimmy.
All right, hold on. You know how we have to keep going backwards. Steve in Sacramento. Steve?
Hey, Opie Anthony, you guys got a great show. I love you.
Thanks, Steve.
Hey, just wanted to say, how long you started radio when you were 13? Hey, that's nice to know.
Hey, man, don't blow up my spot.
Speaking of birthdays.
Only 11 years, that's not bad.
No big deal. Punch it out. See you. Bye.
Don't blow up my spot. Jesus. All right, here we go. So here's a little taste of the Ozzy tribute band, Believer.
And when Pat Battle tried to prevent me from doing my duty, I corrected her.
No, not again!
I hate you all! It stinks. I don't get it.
I missed that one.
Yeah, well, it blasted everyone out.
Yeah.
People are really starting to complain about the levels on the show again.
Well, when you play something off of a CD, it's a lot louder than us on the microphones. So
There's got to be a way to make sure, though, you know?
Well, you would think there would be. But
I'm going to pot it way down, so now we should be able to hear this a little better.
All right, let's hear.
The latest Pat Battle thing.
And when Pat Battle tried to prevent me from doing my duty, I corrected her.
Ooh, it comes in a little box today. Thank you. Ooh, appley.
Say thank you to Mike.
Thank you, Mike.
You're welcome, Anthony. Thanks. All right. Without further ado, here's the Ozzy tribute band, Believer. And I don't know. Check this out. This is a really good one.
So far, so good.
That sounds pretty good. Wow. Come on. Wow. trick. That's very good. Yeah. That sounds pretty good. This guy does a good Ozzy. Wow. Put these guys in the yes pile, all right, Eric? What's the name? Believer. I think they're better than Sabracadabra.
No, I have to see this guy perform.
Yeah.
Because that guy, Joe Donnelly does an amazing. This isn't live. Joe's live. You gotta believe in someone. Asking me who is right. Asking me who to follow. Don't ask me. I don't know.
That's amazing. That's absolutely amazing.
That is very good.
That could be the best one we've heard so far.
What's he look like?
We've heard a lot of good ones, but I don't know. That Believer could be the best one right there.
Does he look like Ozzy?
Eric.
Hey, what's up, guys?
What do you know about the lead singer?
Believer, they play upstate New York outside of Albany religiously. And the dude, he looks just like Ozzy. He's even got tattoos to match him.
Wow, that's a commitment.
He's a crazy man.
Does all the songs sound as good as I Don't Know?
Every one of them.
Man, we're going to have to get those guys.
What's that?
He only does new Ozzy?
I don't know if he does new stuff. I know he does a lot of old stuff, and he does a lot of the
You're
Sabbath.
calling I Don't Know new Ozzy?
Yeah, I mean, did you do Sabbath?
Oh,
did you only
okay.
do Ozzy, or did you do Sabbath?
Like new Ozzy. When did I Don't Know come out?
Well, it was
in the 80s, right?
80, 81. Yeah.
All right, thank you, Eric.
You got it.
I think we're going to want them as part of this concert that we're slowly but surely putting together.
Yeah.
Let's say hi to Rob. Rob, what's going on?
Yeah, I just wanted to take this opportunity to say that Jimmy sucks. His jokes, he does the same every joke.
Oh boy.
And
thank God Jimmy had his headphones off.
Well, I didn't hear. I actually was just looking at something.
No, it's okay. I think I'm going to move on to the next caller here.
Put him through.
Go ahead, Rob. Jimmy's now listening.
Basically, I was just, you know,
batten down, kids.
My brother had his birthday this week, and I said, so he's a Cancer. How appropriate. And you know, and he's about the same age. My brother just turned 38, and you know, I always hated my brother, and now I know why I dislike Jimmy so much.
How could you not like little Jimmy Norton?
We all love little Jimmy.
What was that? So who cares, dude? Like, who cares about your brother or what you like? What was the point of that?
Really, Rob?
Seriously.
I got to you, bro. That's all I wanted to do.
You got
you what?
You didn't.
Oh my God, this guy's delusional.
This is a mess all over the place.
Dude, I'm actually just like I'm chewing a bagel, wondering what are you trying to do?
I'm just pulling it to bother you, just to shake it up a little bit. Honestly, I like you very much. I just fucking around. All right, thanks very much.
Thank you.
Jim, you see my desk inside in the office? Oh. I got to you. What? The guy tells you about his brother, and then says he got you. What a lunatic.
Let's say hi.
My brother shares a birthday. Really? Aha!
Let's say hi to Tom.
Aha!
In Texas. Tom?
Morning, guys.
Morning.
Hi.
Hi. I have a question for Mr. Norton.
Oh. All right.
Mr. Norton?
Yeah.
I understand you're into the scat play and all, and I know you like the big, healthy logs.
Not true, sir, but go ahead.
But I'm just wondering, have you ever had the chance where a girl pops the squat on you, and instead of a nice, healthy log, you get the green apple splatters?
Oof.
Does it, A, piss you off,
Sir.
B, turn you on, or C, just, go crazy?
Sir, I don't know what you're talking about. I imagine it would disgust me. If
Like
I ever had a girl
crazy
come over and I gave her money to do that, and she shot a suppository out of my chest and it bounced off and I went, ugh, I imagine that would be really gross. That didn't happen about a year ago. I'm just saying if it did, I would probably have been really disgusted.
All right.
All right. Very much, gentlemen. I'm punching out.
All right.
Speed.
Wow, I'm looking at the Believer guy. He does look like Ozzy.
Yeah, he really does.
Wow.
He really does. All right, Ant. Well, other stuff we could talk about today because we have so much stuff to go to.
You got nothing.
Couple who had sex on a public school roof let out of jail yesterday. We'll tease that story because we're going to need to go to that eventually this morning.
Tease it? That's what we're teasing?
This was a good one, though. The first thing was Jack FM does poorly in the ratings. I mean, that's 40 minutes. NASA says launch will be postponed again. Half hour, easy.
Yes.
Because, we do the countdown, but do it real slow.
In real time. We're going to be doing the countdown in real time on this show.
I got to tell you, I was talking to Elo last night. Like I told you, we're just shooting the shit, talking about radio and stuff, And I told him that I'm having more fun in radio than I've ever had, which is the truth.
Yeah.
I'm really enjoying this version of the Opie and Anthony show on XM, okay? And I told him, I swear it was last night, I go, Eric, it's such a pleasure to come into work every day and have plenty of stuff to go to and talk about on a daily basis.
So you jinxed it.
I don't go home feeling the pressure and the stress of, oh, my God, we didn't have enough to talk about that day, or what are we going to talk about tomorrow? It's one of those things that I don't think about anymore. I come in, and Anthony and the gang, and there's just so much stuff to go to.
Yeah.
I had that conversation last night with him.
Some days there's more than others. That's about it. If it's a slow news day, there wasn't really anything entertaining as far as clips go for on TV shows, various TV shows that are taped.
Yeah.
So it happens. We do have the box of bits. Remember, we used to go to that.
Yeah, well, this is where...
We should maybe do that.
These are the days where we prove that we're true professional broadcasters. We can make shit out of nothing. You just sit back and watch,
Make
kid.
shit out of nothing.
No? Nothing out of...
You said we can make shit. You're supposed to make something out of shit.
You can make something out of shit.
You're basically saying that when we have nothing, we take it and make shit out of it.
Yeah, well, that makes sense.
I've sat in this chair on those days.
Yeah, well, it's not too far off. I know I misspoke, but that's kind of accurate on its own level.
We can take a good idea and spoil it.
Here we go. Nathaniel's going to save the day in about 15 minutes, so I guarantee it. Macho Man is busted.
Who?
One of the Village people.
Oh, I heard about this. Yes.
Victor Willis.
Who else was thinking?
You know his name. And the second I read it, I knew Jimmy would know the guy's name.
I knew the Indian's name was Felipe Rose, too.
Felipe Rose.
All right, here
From
it
the
is.
Village people.
Here it is. Macho Village cop is busted.
Yeah.
Now, as soon as Anthony told me this, I'm laughing hysterically inside.
Yeah.
I'm like, what did he get caught doing, right?
Had to be something gay.
What did you think?
I thought
What did you
probably.
think? First thing.
I thought maybe he brought his computer in to get repaired. The guy was repairing it, and kitty porn spilt out of the disc.
Jimmy, you want to take a stab at it?
I thought rest area.
Oh, there you go.
My first thought was that he waved that big black gift at some undercover cop.
Was he the black guy, the cop?
The cop, yeah, but Victor Willis, lead singer.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Yeah, I thought he was... Oh, it was the biker guy I was
The biker, I think
picturing.
his name was Glenn, and the construction worker whose name I don't remember, and then there was the Indian, and then there was the cop, and I may be forgetting one.
Oh, see, I thought it was the biker guy. I was confused. With the big mustache.
I remember
that
the
guy.
cop and the Indian
leather
dude. That's
straps.
about it.
Cop, Indian, construction worker.
Oh, yeah, construction
And then there
worker.
was the one with the big hog, the producer character, who would just stand there in faded jeans and herk and jerk to all the songs.
Macho man.
Yeah.
Oh, man,
Oh,
we should be hitting Good Morning America this morning.
What are they doing?
They're in a prime location.
They're doing an ice cream segment.
Oh, they're in a prime location.
Ice
for
cream
an assault on the
consumption is
media.
highest during July and August.
This is what.
It's ice cream facts.
All the food groups wrapped up in one, I think.
What is your personal favorite?
My personal favorite is actually the mint and chocolate cake.
What's your favorite flavor?
Yeah.
What's the craziest flavor?
The craziest flavor of
Craziest?
this
Yeah.
is probably drumstick. It has peanuts and cone pieces in the ice cream.
Sounds good to me.
What, did they have our prep sheet this morning?
Yeah, I don't feel that bad about this mess
Jeez.
anymore.
Looks like it's all over town.
Jesus, Good Morning America has a much bigger audience than us, and they're asking people what their favorite ice cream
What's
flavor
your favorite ice cream flavor?
is. Oh, my God. And they have Barbara Walters filling in.
Good Morning America, where we take nothing and make shit out of it.
That should be a promo. Isolate what Ant just said for a promo. Very good.
The Matt and Katie Show. The Matt and Katie Show.
Wow, I thought we were going bad today.
Fat Al Roker with a big back hog.
As a viewer, you're sitting home going, wow, what is she going to say? What's her favorite ice cream?
What's her favorite? She asked her, what's the craziest flavor?
Craziest flavor.
That's cyanide.
I'm trying to work up a Barbara Walters Depends residue joke for favorite ice cream.
Damn it.
But I just don't have it, unfortunately.
Ow.
Anyway, okay, so Macho Village Cop is busted, and Jimmy thought some kind of rest area thing. And what did you say again?
I thought it was going to be kiddie porn on his computer.
Oh, that's right. It's kind of boring, actually. The flamboyant ex-cop of the Village People found himself on the wrong side of the law with real officers after they discovered a loaded gun and rock cocaine in his car.
Ooh. Little coke, little crack. And a gun.
Yes. The troubled former star had been wanted on an outstanding warrant for drug possession. That led to his arrest on that rap and a subsequent search of his convertible Corvette, which turned up the drugs and gun, authorities said.
The most shocking part of this story was at the end.
Why?
I knew this all along.
You did?
Of course, since childhood I knew it.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that is shocking. Years ago, Willis claimed that he was booted from the outrageously costumed band after other members revealed they were gay. He was married at the time.
The guy's not gay?
No. Or at least he alleges he's not gay, but then they got another black cop to replace him who looked exactly like him.
Really?
Yeah.
And he must have been gay.
One who was probably a little more down with the program.
Yeah. A little more fun at rehearsal.
Yeah, one who wouldn't actually just, go left when they went right to go to the party. You coming to the after party, Daddy? No, just going to go home.
No.
Hug my wife. And
wife, kids.
Look at pictures of the Lord.
The dude was married.
Yeah.
Look at that. Look at that little twist.
I forget the other guy's name.
We saw that coming.
Hawk, maybe we can look up the other guy's name, because Victor Willis was always my favorite. In the Navy.
You can sail the 7 seas.
In the Navy.
You can catch venereal disease.
In the Navy. Bunch of fruits down on their knees. In the Navy. We passed the HIVs.
It's time for your morning sing-along on the Opie and Anthony program.
How did they all make it? Did any of them die of the AIDS? How did they make it through? Yeah.
They were all built, too.
All their songs sounded exactly alike.
Yeah. All these homoerotic themes.
Yeah.
On a ship with a bunch of men. Nothing to do but fuck. Trapped.
Big ship sailing the seas with men.
Study oceanography. Another man on his knees on the deck looking in the water.
Ooh. Soaping up in the shower all together. Why not?
Put a jellyfish on his back.
Yeah.
So we're going to let this whole song play. It's a time killer. I got to go outside in a second. I got to make my phone call.
Oh, why are you going to do it outside?
So I got to get his number.
Yeah, but can't we do it live on the show? Because that'll kill 10 minutes.
Okay.
I want to hear Jimmy's side of the whole interview.
All right, guys. 2 hours left in the show. The O&A Daily Prep Sheet. We did it all.
Oh, no.
Wow, we really stretched it, too.
We did it all.
You could have legitimately said 3 hours and 40 minutes left in the O&A show and then torn this up, and no one would have questioned it.
We did it all.
There's more.
No, there's more, Ope. You forgot.
Oh, there's more pages.
Small alligator found in Long Island?
Yeah, we did
that
story.
We teased that.
But why is that still on the thing when we did that already?
What do you mean? No, we did it. That's why I ripped that sheet off.
Oh, okay. Oh, here, this.
What else are you going to say about it? A small alligator found on Long Island.
Jesus, can you imagine if it was bigger?
Who cares?
Anybody out there have alligators found in your towns?
What's your favorite alligator?
Yeah. Do you like shirts with alligators on them?
All right, and there's nothing on the phone, so I'm hanging up on everybody again. Sorry, folks.
Oh, wow, there's some cool stuff here.
Damn, people.
The movie orders. Look at this. Cream to play Madison Square Garden, October 23rd and 24th.
Music news, Jim.
Timely. New York Dolls recording a new album. That's an hour right there. Dude, can you imagine recording a new album after you did a bunch of old ones? That's got to be crazy, right?
It's insane. It's nuts.
Rolling Stones to release new album in September.
Dude, the New York Dolls are doing one, too. That ties in with the other story.
New Stained single online.
Oh, there's some new music.
Foo Fighters Weezer tour confirmed. Dates to be announced. There goes the music section of
the leather guy died of the AIDS? Is that what I'm hearing?
All right.
That's a shame.
That was your music news.
Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, #1, 55 million.
All right, there's your movie news.
We did that yesterday, so let's just throw that out.
Sports, Yankees in first place. Larry Brown out as coach of Pistons.
Oh, shit.
Kenny Rogers turns himself into police in Texas.
Oh, wow. Remember that thing he did with the camera?
Right.
He flipped it up, and he just turned himself into police in Texas.
Yeah.
In entertainment news, Pam Anderson and Tommy Lee to get married for the third time.
Well, that's just ridiculous.
I just hope he beats her savagely.
He probably will.
How many times do you need it, stupid? You're the hottest chick on earth. How many times do you need to get cracked around?
Was the hottest chick.
I still think she's amazing.
I don't know. And 3 times. What are they doing? Is this a publicity gag? Both their careers spiraled so badly that they...
She's doing Stacked.
Yeah, that's a good show.
And
have
Tommy
you seen
Lee?
an episode?
My good friend is on that, Brian Scalero.
Okay, so you can't
class.
bash it.
No, I haven't seen it, but I love Brian. I love Elon.
I saw an episode or 2.
And Tommy Lee's going back to college, so
for a reality show.
So it's a timely thing that
I like
they're getting
him, though.
married again, because then he gets all the headlines, and then his new show will be
He
popping.
speaks with that hip-hop vernacular sometimes, which I think is really cool for like a 40-something-year-old white guy to kind of like cross over like that.
He's done with that. He's talking like a rock guy again.
Oh, is he a rock guy again?
Yeah.
Because Yo Dog, he was talking like that for a while. I was like,
Yeah.
this guy really covers all ground.
So much credibility.
So there you go. We got 2 more entertainment news stories we'll save for after the break.
Save them, Opie.
We got to start saving.
Spread the hip. It's Pam and Tommy.
The little material that we have left for the program today.
Yeah.
As we go to break, Anthony, we got audio of a mom losing it on her son.
Oh, I like this. I wanted to comment on it, though.
You're going to want to comment? All right,
I think we would.
All right, we don't have to go to break then. We'll play the tape, and then we'll stop when we have to, okay?
Yeah, just listen in a little bit.
All right, mom loses it on son.
Get up here, fat boy!
Pat Battle.
Whatever you do, don't fall down. That would break my fucking heart. Well, what in the fuck are you waiting for?
Pat Battle.
Get up and over. Move it, move it, move it. Are you quitting on me? Then quit, you slimy fucking walrus-looking piece of shit. Get the fuck down off of my obstacle. Now, I'm going to rip your balls off so you cannot contaminate the rest of the world. I will motivate you.
Pat Battle.
Get short next every cannibal on the Congo.
All right, that one got to me.
That's great.
That one's really good. Very good. That was from Chris on Long Island.
Good job.
All right, Jimmy is... this show is so bad today.
Yeah.
Actually, it's not that bad. That Jimmy is leaving the program to...
go on another show.
To do another radio show.
Well, I'm leaving. I have to leave early to go to Ozfest, but...
Yes, dude, you're not leaving Aunt Nye. You can't leave Aunt Nye in this mess today.
I'm not leaving now. I'm not leaving a little early.
What time is a little early? What would you say?
I was thinking 9 something, but maybe 10.
You were thinking 9
Dude,
something?
you can't
That's
leave
not
us.
a little early. That's half the show.
If we're going to eat it, we eat it together.
I have to do
10?
But
you can't leave.
But Opie, it's Ozfeast.
He does have to go to Ozfeast.
Because Geezer and Tony are coming this year.
Which is at Ozfest. And what does that entail? You sit
90
around?
miles from here.
You sit around and you eat?
With them, yeah.
With
YSP takes good care of me because I'm worried that when me and a certain person do interviews, a certain thing will cock block us. Because again, whatever, I'm not being hooked up from this end, so I got to just rely on the other end. No one here is hooking this up, so I have to go through backwards.
All right, let's say hi to John in Ohio. John.
Yeah, you mean stuff to talk about. Did y'all talk about the Little League coach that paid one of the players $25 to hit another player?
Yeah, we
a retarded player.
We have 10 people. We have 10 people working for the show, and none of them handed in probably one of the best stories to hit in the last 6 months.
What story is that?
Well, now we got to find it. You got the Little League story? Watch Eric. Look all confused. You have the Little League story? What? What?
I was getting something else. I will get it.
Sounding a little...
What are you getting?
Your Little League story.
No, you weren't. What were you just getting?
The thing for Jim, the Village People. He wanted the original lineup, so I was getting it to him.
Oh, boy.
But Jimmy's not even in the studio anymore.
And we were done with that.
Jimmy is now doing another radio show. All right, well, we'll try to find the Little League story. That was a really good one. I just don't have it in front of me right now.
Okay, punch it out.
All right, thank you, John.
Bye.
It is a great story, but we got to get the actual
get to that one.
Actual AP story so we could go over the details of that, okay?
Right.
All right, and we'll step aside here when we get back. We got the mom losing it on her son.
Yeah, I got to hear that.
It's great audio. And the video is up on opieandanthony.com. But the video is nothing, isn't it?
No, I think it's just the video camera was rolling and kind of laying on a couch or something, and it picked up the audio. And this mother just sounds like a bitch. I can't imagine. Hearing her scream, you don't even look at it from the kid's point of view. You look at it from the guy that either is or was married to her. I can't tell if she's divorced or not, but just imagine this screaming woman arguing with you.
It's safe to say she's divorced,
Yeah.
Anthony. I mean, come on.
Yeah, she seemed pretty, bitter. And
what man in his right mind is going to,
stay with that?
Deal with that. Because it's obviously not the first time that she loses it like that.
When you hear her screaming, just imagine it being directed toward you over some petty little thing.
Right.
Ooh.
Right, exactly. Jimmy, here's the original lineup of the Village People.
Hawk got that for you.
Yeah, there you go.
Victor Willis, Felipe Rose, who else? Glenn
David
something?
Scar Hodo, Glenn Hughes. Alex
you know him?
Briley.
Pretty close to
Relative?
Glenn Hughes.
No. That's why I went right by that one. Alex Briley, who was the GI. Randy
I
Jones,
forgot
the
the GI.
cowboy.
The soldier.
The cowboy always had a good way of standing. I mean,
Philippe Rose, the Indian. Ray Simpson, the cop. He was the cop replacement. And Eric Anzalone, the biker replacement since 1995.
I gotta make my...
That killed 10 seconds.
So where's the retard story? Why don't we have that?
Huh?
A guy a Little League coach paid us...
I know, we're trying to find the story. Hawk is on it, but he's very irritable right now. Why are you irritable,
cranky.
Eric?
Why?
I'm fine. It's just hot in here.
Oh.
How hot is it?
I fall into that one.
What would you be falling into?
Falling into what?
Some setup.
Can you look at the microphone at least? There you go.
Hi.
I'm
Find
looking for
the
your
story.
That's what I'm doing.
Don't be
for?
talking into the mic.
Do your show. Let me find
5
the story
different
for
blues
you.
on a shirt.
Do you want someone just to email it to you? I'm sure.
Oh, boy.
I'm sure there's 10 copies of it in your email.
Oh, boy.
All right. We're gonna move on, Anthony. We're gonna take a little break.
Take a little break. And I want to hear the mom screaming audio. We have that.
We might have to break glass today. You know.
Really?
That bit over there that just sits in the glass case.
Oh, the one that sits over there?
And it has a little...
In case of emergency?
Look, it even has a cute little axe above the glass box.
Yeah.
So no one gets hurt when we break the glass box to get that bit out.
So you can get in there.
And get the bit that always saves us when we're in this position.
Yeah. Why not?
You might want to stay tuned because we might have to break glass and get that bit out today. All right?
Hold on.
Hold on, kids.
Like sands through the hourglass, so is the Oiday virus.
All right, here we go. The last tease for this segment, Anthony.
All right.
We'll do this again maybe next week or something.
You won't believe the warning that could be on the next can of soda you drank. Then, one city wants to pack all their sex offenders into a 3-block area. Problem is, it could be right next to your house.
Come on! I thought we were just going to get the soda can one again.
Oh, of course not. You got to end with a good one, man.
A 3-block area of sex offenders in your neighborhood.
Wow. Just whacking.
Oh, that's just the best image. Just, sitting on their porch, just jerking off to young children.
Just passing porn off to each other over and over again.
Right in your neighborhood.
Everyone's fighting to open their own trench coat store.
That is such a phony story. That is not happening.
That would never happen.
They're not packing sex offenders into a 3-block area in your neighborhood. It is not happening ever.
And you're the lucky fella that's the house right next to that?
Yeah.
Jesus.
Could I borrow a cup of your daughter's piss? Hi, neighbor. Howdy, neighbor.
Oh, he comes to bring you a cake in a box, but he's holding it at waist level. He's encouraging you to reach your hand into it.
Howdy, neighbor.
Oh.
Little raccoon traps on their front lawn with Barbie dolls in them.
Every house for 3 blocks has a little puppy in a room with no windows. The door's always open, and it says I can come in and pet him. Oh, God.
Wow. Who's thinking of doing this? Show me the politician that launched this idea.
You have to, like, look at their broadcast radius and then stand there like stupid Rocky Dennis and except you're putting little pins in the map shaped like Flintstones chewables.
Oh, yeah, Halloween must be a real treat in that neighborhood.
Trick or ooh. In other news, 400 children turned up missing. Bunch of bloody Darth Vader costumes were found in a dumpster.
Stick your cock through the bottom of the bowl full of that candy corn. Grab a handful, kids.
Put your hands behind your back and bob for candy.
Opie and Anthony, the virus is spreading.
All right, we're back with the Opie and Anthony program. Spreading the virus across America thanks to XM Satellite Radio. Lots going on today on the program.
Oh, yes.
I said lots going on.
I found a fun story.
You did?
Yeah.
It's not the animal farm again in Seattle.
No, but it's close. It is yet another bestiality story, which I personally love. I search these things out.
You
know?
love bestiality?
I like the stories. They're sick and twisted.
You said you personally love.
I personally love. I'm going to listen to the replay now and see what I just said. Because I don't even remember if I just hung myself or not.
It could have been taken a couple different ways.
I meant it the way that means I'm not fucking animals.
You love bestiality news stories.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I meant.
Okay.
They're entertaining and fun to read. Because I don't care. If you're reading them, you will picture the act in your head. Won't you?
Would you?
Like when that guy had sex with the horse.
Well, the horse had sex with the guy.
Well, at first we thought the guy was having sex with the horse. We assumed he was screwing the horse, and that's the little picture I had in my head. And then it got worse when we found out the next day that he had actually gotten under the horse and let the horse have sex with him, and that's what killed him. And then if you picture that, I don't know, it gets a little more detailed in your little picture in your mind. It's a horrific thing.
By the way, that is a true story, right?
Yeah, that's not one of those urban legends.
I'm still suspicious about it. It just
like,
sounds crazy.
In retrospect, lighting the match.
Right. It just sounds crazy. There was a farm somewhere where guys could go. Is it just guys? Are girls going there?
I'd assume this is something probably guys are doing.
Why?
Anytime you see a girl having sex with an animal, it's usually because she's doing it for crack or for a video that ends up on the internet.
Why is it that the guys are all the perverts, by the way? You never hear.
No.
Every time one of these crazy stories hits the news, it's never a female.
I think it's because chicks can pretty much get laid anytime they want, even beastly ones, even weird ones. It doesn't matter. If they go out somewhere, they can get laid that night, legit, without having to pull out a gun or force somebody with a roofie or something. So if they're a little kinky or crazy or horned up, they can do that. A guy can go years without having sex because they're weird or, gruesome or something. So they got to figure out alternative methods. Do you think if there was a girl in a wheelchair, like Wheelchair Fred, she would have had to have changed sexuality?
No, of course not.
There would be a guy. She would be able to roll in and find a guy that night to throw her up on a bed and have sex with her.
We're cursed with sperm just being produced every second of the day.
It's just
the level just
building
slowly
and
but
building.
surely goes up every day.
Every day. And you got to blow off that steam.
And eventually you just got to blow snot, man, no matter what.
And I guess jacking it for these guys pretty much does it. But, after years and years of jacking it, you got to go, hey, I need a little something extra here. maybe a horse. I don't think you go right to a horse. I would assume you'd probably start out with smaller animals.
You got to think the guy that got caught, well, he died from it. You got to think he might have started with dogs or something, right?
A dog just kind of on all fours in his apartment, letting old Rover go at him.
And the poor dogs. You see a male dog, you think, looks like the little fella's hung. But then when he gets excited and that little red lipstick thing pops out, it's like, oh, God cursed you.
That was horrible.
Didn't he?
And you know, guys, I guess it's a way of blowing off that steam without raping or something. And all
right, so the horse story you're still saying is true.
I think it's true. It sounds reasonable.
It's been reported as true.
It's being reported as true. No one's called it yet. I looked on Snopes. It hasn't come up as urban legend. So
I'm just waiting for that news tease.
Do you think the regular network news will ever carry that story?
No, of course
not.
No
way they can do it. They would probably present it like we were presented with the story the first day, so you didn't know what was going on.
You're going to be shocked what your petting zoo is being used for after hours. Dun, 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 tonight at 11.
A kinky Seattle farm used for sex. We'll tell you about it. Sexually abused dog finds a home. Now, this makes me a little suspect. Blind man charged with misdemeanor. Lucky the guide dog. The dog's name is Lucky, which leads me to believe perhaps it's a little fake. Was allegedly sexually abused by his blind master, but he has a new permanent home. Stacy Cintron, 22, recent graduate of Florida State University, has adopted the 70-pound yellow lab, they said Monday. Lucky will be going to Athens, Georgia with Stacy later in the week. I guess this guy, he's blind, has a guide dog. The dog is doing the guy a favor.
Of course.
You know, this dog went through all the training. He's saving this guy's life on a daily basis at street crossings. He does that thing where they stop so the guy knows that the curb is there, helps him out walking through doorways, and this guy's taking his guide dog home and fucking it.
Jesus.
What an ingrate.
What an ass.
But this seems like a guy who's probably having problems getting women. I would think. If you're screwing your guide dog, I could say you're having problems getting women. So he was brought up on charges. I don't know. They don't say how he was caught. I guess he couldn't see if anyone was coming or where he was.
Jesus, there's the obvious answer.
You're in the subway. Hey, now's a good time.
It's in the middle of the mall.
You don't know where you are. I thought I was in my room.
He paced it off thinking he was back in his bedroom, but he's in
He's in the living room with company.
He's in the middle of the Gap. He has no idea.
Where did I start pacing?
Well, maybe
I thought I was home.
Maybe the dog is smarter than you think, Ant.
Yeah.
Maybe this was going on behind closed doors, and the dog is like, all right, I know where this guy wants me to take him.
Oh, my God.
I'm going to take him to the food court in the middle of the mall.
Take me to the bedroom, boy.
Right.
Let's go to the bedroom, boy.
Right.
Bedroom, huh?
Bedroom? Yeah, I'll show you the bedroom.
Go to the Gap.
Next thing you know, he's naked with the dog in the middle of the mall.
Pulls his pants down and starts. Yeah, so, well, however it happened, he did get caught. He got arrested. But, again, another state, Florida, has no law prohibiting sex with animals.
Yeah.
I did not know this. Washington State so far and Florida, no law against sex with animals, but they find a way to charge you with something. He was charged with disorderly conduct. Now, what would that lead you to believe? That it was in some public place?
Yeah, it seems like it.
Can you be charged with disorderly conduct in your house?
No, I don't think
doing
so.
Something that isn't illegal?
That's got to be in a park or something, no?
Yeah. According to a court document in the Tallahassee Democrat's initial story about the arrest, Lucky's whereabouts could not be confirmed. Breach of the peace by engaging in sexual activity with a guide dog. That's what he was charged with. Disorderly conduct, specifically a breach of the peace. And they arrested him, but he's probably going to get off on this one. That whole gag. He's probably going to get off, but he gave up the dog in the meantime. I guess a lot of pressure from the community there. And this girl adopted him, and now he's got a nice little life. She said when she put the leash on him and went to take him away, he seemed like a puppy, even though he's 9 years old. He seemed so sad at first, but as soon as I got the leash on, he was excited and bouncy and ready to get out of there. No shit. That's Lucky the guide dog. Happy ending for Lucky.
And Eric just handed this to me. Bizarre News Sweden reports increase in animal assaults, Anthony. How bizarre. The Swedish Animal Protection Agency fears animal sex abuse in the country is on the increase. More than 200 animals, mostly horses, have been sexually molested since the 70s, according to the country's first official report into bestiality. In all, 209 cases of animal sex have been reported in the past 40 years, including 17 cases with cattle, 18 with dogs, and more than 160 with horses.
Well, when they do take that dump, and that asshole kind of puckers and moves around a little bit, oof, it's hot.
Gets you thinking, right? The society also discovered that most cases occurred after 2000, but researchers aren't sure whether people have become more likely to abuse animals or just more likely to report it. More likely to report it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, since 2000 there's more cases, they were saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say.
Well, the phones have exploded. Let's go to Ralph. Hey, Ralph, what's up?
Hey, what's going on?
You tell us.
Well, a little 2 minutes too late. Carlos Mencia was just on Hoo Hoo show. They just got off. They went to break.
Oh. Was he in studio?
Yeah, he was in studio, so he's in New York.
That's highly disappointing.
Yes, I know.
That is highly disappointing on so many levels.
Yeah, and I know.
God, you know what?
I like being the bastard children of radio.
The more years you do radio, you realize you just don't have many friends in this business.
Nope.
None whatsoever. I mean, Carlos Mencia has been doing our show for years, and he's doing well at Comedy Central, and we did a phoner with him last week, which was good, you know?
Yeah.
But the guy's in New York, he doesn't even stop on by. That's just very disappointing.
It doesn't take too much just to come by and see the guys, you know?
That's very, very disappointing.
Hey, I want to say a happy birthday to Norton.
Got to add him to the list of disappointments since we've been back on radio. Dice is right at the top of the list.
Louis Black.
Jim Brewer, Carlos Mencia. The list goes on and on. On and on and on. A bunch of disappointments. People that claim to be our friends.
Dead to us.
That's it. That's it. All right, boys, punching out.
Thanks for that update, buddy.
You know
No
who's
problem.
a good Hollywood friend? Jay
Moore. Jay Moore, yes.
Jay fucking Moore.
And the fans bitched about him the most.
They ragged Jay to no end.
They bitched about him the most, and it turns out he pretty much one of our only true friends still.
That's right.
Everyone else have just become traitors.
Traitorous.
And I understand.
Rabble.
I understand these guys got to do other radio shows. We're not
that
stupid.
isn't it, but do ours too.
But Louis Black, he does a cute little 5-minute phoner with us. We used to have him on for hours. And then he finally does make it to New York, and he goes on Hoo Hoo show and other people's show.
Yeah.
But he doesn't come in studio. Same with Carlos Mencia now. That is highly disappointing.
You know who else? Colin Quinn. Good friend. He comes in. I like Colin. And he does Hoo Hoo show, but that's fine. But at least he comes in here and he's genuine.
But let's be honest, do we really want him in here?
Not on a daily basis. Jesus Christ. Enough, Colin.
Well, you know what? We'll continue to be successful doing our radio show as we discover more people that are just not really our friends.
Right.
That's really, really disappointing. I got to be honest with you. Very disappointing. Brian in Iowa, what's up?
Hey, guys, how you doing?
Pretty good. What's going down?
Wait a minute. Hold on, Brian. 2 seconds.
Yeah.
Tommy from Brookhaven is saying, Opie, you hung up on him. See? I told you were going to make us lose friends.
But I told you guys. You can't take it personally. We only have 9 phone lines. And when we're doing bits and stuff, some of these lines are being tied up with stuff we just know we can't go to. And it's
No, you hung up on Carlos. That's what he was saying.
Oh, okay.
You see? We had Carlos as a friend, and you hung up on him.
If he's a true friend, he understands that gag. Everyone knows that gag. And we even explained it after we hung up on him.
Yeah.
Let's say hi to Brian in Iowa. Brian?
Hey, guys.
Hey.
I did a little research on some of my favorite porn sites yesterday, and I think I might have something for you on where this place is located in Washington.
Okay.
Really?
Yeah, bangedup.com. Awesome site. Yeah, really topical for your show, too. There's always a little news story there that would really get some good radio time. It's in Enumclaw, Washington. It's 40 miles southeast of Seattle.
Must be in the middle of nowhere.
What's that?
Must be in the middle of nowhere.
Well, yeah, it's got to be. I mean, think about what they're doing out there, And, Enumclaw, Enumclaw. That might be something for your crack research team to work on there.
All right.
And
that's all I got.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks, man. Chris from Boston. No, I didn't clean the horse's sheath. That was back when I was in California. I had horses, and they stayed, obviously, at a stable. And there were girls there that also had horses, and we all used to go riding together. And the girls would have to clean their horse's sheath out. And it was, we'd all watch. There's a girl, she'd be, 14, 15 years old, with this huge horse cock in her gloved hand, picking what looked like beef jerky off of it. Because you'd have to clean the sheath, or else their penis would get infected.
Tell me more.
They would take a hose and shove it up into the sheath, and just crap would come pouring out. And then they would take their gloved hands, their little gloved hands, pull the horse cock out, no shit, and scrub it down. The horse had a big smile on his face.
I'm going to go out on a limb and say that horses aren't getting a lot of BJs.
No, you could probably not be going out on a limb if you're saying that.
All right, Chris in New York, what's up?
Hey, boys.
Hey.
Hi.
Did you guys hear that Monsters are going to start the assault on the media now? Monsters out of Florida?
Of course they're going to do
Great.
it. Of course. When we started this assault on the media with the TV and the signs and stuff, Anthony and I talked and said, you know what? This bit is going to be taken by every schmuck in radio.
It's a no-brainer.
Every schmuck in radio. That's why we don't hang with radio guys. And you know what? Fair is fair. Howard had a legitimate point when he started talking about how radio rips him off and stuff. But then he became a parody, and now no one's really believing him anymore because now he just is convinced everyone rips off every single thing he does. And that's not true, but he has a legitimate complaint. Radio is filled with a bunch of scumbags that aren't creative, don't know how to come up with their own bits, and they just troll the internet and troll other radio sites, troll other show sites.
Yeah.
The regular guys in Atlanta, they're guilty of this. We know for a fact they were checking out our website every single day, coming up with bits and just throwing them on their show the next day.
Don't bash them, Opie. We share an agent.
And this isn't the hoo-hoo stuff. This is this is a fact.
Right.
And now, of course, someone is going to start doing assault on the media the way we do it. Of course they're going to do that. They're a bunch of scumbags.
Vultures.
Attack!
Buzzards.
Attack the monsters of the midday, please.
Sick 'em.
Let's hear what silliness they have to say about us and this assault on the media.
Mm-hmm.
They'll look stupid, I guarantee it. Joe in Jersey, what's up?
Good morning, guys.
Hey.
Listen, I'm in my work truck, so I'm listening to a woohoo. And lo and behold, as you know, Carlos Mencia is on. Now, here's the interesting...
Wait, hold on, Joe. Was he in studio?
I'm sorry?
Was Carlos definitely in studio?
Yeah, he was definitely there.
Highly, highly disappointing.
Howard wouldn't have him on the phone.
Highly, highly disappointing. As we sit here day in and day out without guests, and then people that we consider friends of the show, they can't even stop in live. Because there's a big difference between getting someone on the phone and someone in studio, by the way. Maybe to you, the listener, it's not a big deal. I don't know.
Yes, there's a huge difference.
But it's really important to have these guys in studio with us. Go ahead, Joe.
All right, well, here's the only point. Carlos is talking about how, guys like Paul Rodriguez and, all the other Latin comics all, saying that Mencia's ripping them off and doing all this. And Stern starts in by going that's the way it goes. They think that, every beaner's got to tell a new Taco Bell joke. Sometimes you guys got to share material, do the same things. That sounded very ironic because this is the same guy that bitches and moans whenever, you guys get samples or whatever you guys call it. It's like the whole industry uses these and Captain Woo. Again, I run the world on this stuff.
Turned into one of the biggest radio.
The Howard guy until, I finally got my XM at Christmas. And I, was lucky I got you guys back.
Oh, you missed so much.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
I think everyone, by the way, is hypocritical, but there's many, many stages of it, and I think Howard has got to the point of being ridiculous with his hypocrisy.
Well, ever since, I'll tell you, man, it began when Allison left him, and when Allison left him, he got weird, and then he started not being that guy that I could identify with anymore. Then he turned into this fucking millionaire that no one could appreciate, and then the Janet Jackson thing.
Dude,
goes down,
he's too busy getting hair weaves and Botox injections.
Well, I guess
how can you relate to that guy? How can you relate to a guy that's getting Botox in his face?
Unfortunately, dude, I'm 25 in Jersey and I drive a truck. I fucking can't. I can identify with the guy that used to steal air conditioning.
You
Yeah.
know?
Ooh, oh, sorry.
Ooh.
All right. Well, boys, I'm sorry. I'm about to get into an accident, so keep it real, keep it metal, therefore.com.
All right, let's go to Bubba in Oklahoma. Bubba!
What's going on, boys?
Hey, what's up?
Hey, I work for a company in Nebraska. We haul livestock, and one of our drivers allegedly got fired for putting a sow in the corner of the trailer and was fucking it.
Whoa. A sow? He was fucking a pig?
Yeah.
And he got fired?
Yeah. Allegedly now.
You know...
And I say allegedly because I know there's about 6 of my buddies that are probably listening right now.
Man, I don't...
We gotta eat this stuff.
Yeah.
God, they're fucking our food.
I know. At least pull it out and aim for the pig's face.
What? Jimmy steps up and knocks one out of the park.
Jesus, Jimmy.
I had to be clean for 15 minutes.
Oh, that's tough.
Yeah.
And we were just hitting singles after, a single here,
Yeah,
single
just
there.
trying to, keep the guys going around the base.
And had a double off the wall, and then you step up to the plate and hit it out of the park.
Nice.
Dude, I just did 15 clean minutes. I had to get a load in the face joke out.
Yes.
But what goes through your mind? You're there, you're naked with a hard-on, maybe a Viagra hard-on or something. And
I don't care how psychopathic.
And then you got a sheep or a pig in front of you, and what goes on in your head right before you decide, I'm going to do this?
Well, at first you start thinking, well, I'm lonely, and I probably shouldn't be doing this. But then again, you start thinking the animal's a little bit lonely. Look how
Sure.
fat this thing is. Maybe the other animals don't fuck it. Let him lick it a little bit. Next thing you know, you're inside, he's squealing. Maybe he likes it. I say he because, well, if you knock one up, that's kind of embarrassing. He's a little pig with a weak chin flying out. We know whose that is. It's a crew-cutted little pig.
By the way, got some very disappointing information as you were doing your phone
What,
call.
what?
Carl Smencia, who we had on the phone, last week?
Yeah.
Who truly has been a friend of, our show for a few years.
Absolutely.
He's in studio with Who today.
Yeah.
All right, well,
So
studio.
Another quote, friend, proving that he's really not a friend.
Yeah, the Beaner shit's run its course anyway. Please
That's
stop.
highly disappointing.
Enough.
So we added him to the list with Dice, Brewer,
Because
Lewis Black, and now Carl Smencia.
Not because he did Howard,
guys that
because he
personally
would've come in.
called me talking about how we're friends and this and that. Thank you for everything you've done for my career and this and that. And then the first chance these guys get, boom, bye-bye.
And it's not even about doing the other show or doing Howard's show. It's about not
No,
coming in
that's what we were
studio
saying.
here.
Right.
It's about...
We said that. We understand the game that these guys,
Sure.
including yourself, you just had to do it, and you're part of the show. You have to do other radio shows. We understand
You're
that.
promoting your product.
But it's an insult to us when you do a phone with us and you're supposedly a friend. Now you're in New York City and you're not stopping by to say hi.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's ridiculous. And then we defended Jay Moore because Jay Moore got a lot of shit from the listeners. Oh, he's not a friend of the show, blah, blah, blah. It turns out he's the biggest friend of the show and he never bailed on us.
Dude, Jay just calls in once in a while to bullshit and do Keitel impressions. How phenomenal is that?
I know. And if he has something to plug, he'll plug it. But especially lately, he has nothing to plug. He's still calling our show, Dice was at Caroline's, and he does not even a phone call, not even it doesn't even stop on by. I'm sure Dice will be fine with his career without us, but it's just very, very disappointing.
Rogan's a great friend. I mean,
Yep.
look, Rogan will call up once in a while, and what's he doing? We're out there. He does an hour and a half to 2 hours, or the whole show, actually. I think almost 4 hours he did.
Yeah.
And really, he just talked about gorilla fucking that guy's girlfriend and really upset him.
He's a good shit.
Yeah, because a guy like Rogan has fucked that poker player's girlfriend for his entire life, and that's the problem. That's what that guy got mad at us.
This coming in, someone else is ripping off the assault on the media.
Mm-hmm.
Texas Rangers Kenny Rogers.
Yeah, and that's the other thing that we found out. And we just had a very interesting 20 minutes of radio here. Not a lot of laughs, but interesting stuff. And it turns out the Monsters of the Midday down in Florida, they're now ripping off the assault on the media. And when we started this, we knew. Because, I mean, this is where we definitely agree with Howard. The business is filled with a bunch of unoriginal scumbags.
Scumbags.
It's funny. We got some good plugs on Robert too. 'Cause he was not afraid. You gotta love this guy. Not afraid to talk about the show. He's like, hey man, how are Opie and Anthony doing? How's the show going? He knows we're on XM.
Yeah.
And we're kind of competing. But
Yeah.
I mentioned the fucking 24-hour replay. It was actually a fine little plug for XM.
Very good.
I care.
You do.
I'm a good boy.
All right. Well,
Ozfest.
let's say hi to Renee in Seattle. Renee?
Yeah, there's actually a video going around on the net of a guy getting fucked by the horse. He bends over, and two guys guide the already...
Shut up. Where's the video? We got to see it immediately.
All right.
Eatabullet.com?
No, listen, go to EL...
Hold on. Off air, my friend.
Yeah, we'll do it off air.
This is a hot topic. Everyone's going to want to know.
Hot?
We'll give out the website after we view it.
He's right.
It's very.
I've seen the women with the horse video, donkeys, things like that. I've seen that. That's pretty sick. And they need like a couple of guys that guide it in. It's like they're carrying an I-beam, and they just kind of like get it right in there. They both got it like under their arms. And then whammo.
It's the Glenn and Tony Show. The Glenn and Tony Show.
That's very funny. Clock Tower from whackbag.com. Clock Tower.
Hey, guys.
Hey.
Hey, my buddy used to work Vice down here in Houston, and we recently learned how deep the commitment goes with these bestiality folks. For example, with a horse, you can't just pick up any fine filly in the field. They take one, takes about a month to train. The whole time they're washing it, brushing it, playing with its cock, just making sure it's not going to freak out.
Making it comfy.
Oh.
Exactly. It takes about a month to get one trained just right so it won't freak out and kill you the first time, you get going on it.
Yeah, there's nothing worse to kill the mood when you're trying to suck a horse's dick than when it whinnies. Dune.
Yeah, dogs, pigs, the same.
How do you break down a horse where he's going to be comfortable?
Yeah.
It's tough enough to break him down so you can get a damn saddle
so you
on
can
him.
ride him.
You have to put something in his mouth just so he doesn't throw you off. How do you get him to stand still while you toot on its mule for a few minutes?
They start washing him every day.
Oh, that's horrible.
Brushing, petting, and sooner or later he just kind of calms down and they start working down to his cock. Sooner or later you're washing his cock every day, and that's what he gets used to, just having hands around his cock. Otherwise he'd just freak out.
That's pretty much the way it is when you babysit.
Jimmy, I hate that I have to do this, but it is your birthday.
Oh, I'm 37.
It is your birthday.
Happy birthday.
And you were setting up your interview with Rover at what station were we on? Extreme.
92.3 Extreme Cleveland and a few other stations.
And
Columbus.
And tickets are going well for your shows up there.
Yeah, I'm very happy.
Why don't you get a plug in for your birthday?
Oh, this Saturday, I think there's like 40 tickets left on the Late Show. Early show sold out quickly. Late Show. So if you want to go to Ticketmaster, Cleveland Odeon this Saturday.
This just in. Jimmy wanted to just wanted to tell little Jimmy that on 92.3 here in Cleveland, they have been giving away tickets to callers. They give people the option of 3 choices. One is your show, July 23rd at the Odeon. Most people have been taking the tickets to your show.
And what are the other 2? Robert Reed's blood and a photo of Pat Battle's asshole.
Well, now the photo of Pat Battle's asshole.
Houston Oilers fullback, 1974.
Battle.
Earl Campbell. So, well, that's what I'm getting at, by the way. It's I don't get the Pat Battle thing. I'm going to go on record and say I hate it.
Love
it's
the
all
Pat
the rave.
I understand it's taken on a life of its own.
Her name itself is funny.
And we played one as you were setting up your interview. So I guess because it's your birthday, I want you to hear this one that you missed, okay?
Get up here, Pat boy!
Pat Battle!
Whatever you do, don't fall down! That would break my fucking heart! Well, what in the fuck are you waiting for?
Pat Battle!
Get up and over! Move it, move it, move it! Are you quitting on me? Then quit, you slimy fucking walrus-looking piece of shit! Get the fuck down off of my obstacle! Now! I'm gonna rip your balls off so you cannot contaminate the rest of the world! I will motivate you!
Pat Battle!
If it shark dicks every cannibal on the Congo!
Wow.
You did a pretty good job, right?
Dude, I gotta say, Hartman was hot under the collar.
Oh.
Oof.
A little bit.
Boy, was that great. Just standing there. And he even had good posture on the top of that obstacle. Just screaming.
Yeah. With his
Fatso.
perfectly cut body.
Just
It's all V'd out.
screaming at that fat man to get down.
All right.
Some trouble if you have credit cards, people.
Ooh.
This just in.
Oh, let's tease it. Let's tease it.
Oh.
Let's tease it.
Oh, like the news.
Yeah, tease it, Ant.
Trouble. Look, I was trying to scare people.
Yeah, tease it.
Trouble if you have credit cards. How is this going to affect you?
Ooh.
We'll tell you after the break. They don't do that on the news.
They should. It would have more integrity than what it.
Mark that one down, boys. All right. Well, we got that.
Oh, shit.
I hold in my hand.
Yes.
Oh. Bombs and Flubs,
Nice.
Volume 2.
Volume 2.
From Nathaniel.
Hey, I see my name on there a little more this time, Nathaniel. You stink.
I'm only on once under Flubs.
Stop it!
It's all about Jimmy and Anthony today.
How could you only
Bombs?
be on once?
I don't know. How did I
Come
escape
on.
that?
Your nickname is Frank Flub.
How did I escape this?
Judy Blume wrote a novel about you. It was called Flubber.
Wow.
There was another one about you. Are you there, dog? It's me, Margaret.
I'm gonna enjoy the next segment of the Opie and Anthony program because
Damn
I
it.
could sit back and just enjoy the uncomfortableness that you guys are gonna feel.
Oh, border pat battle.
Border battle on the news.
All right, Bombs and Flubs Volume 2 on the way, and oh yeah, we still haven't played the audio of the mom losing it on her son.
Jesus, it is fucking. Do we not pay the air conditioning bill in this place?
It
It's
is
brutal. blazing
hot
Can
in
we not
here.
turn the air up? Is it possible? Who'd you tell? Mars. What's Mars doing?
Yeah, just keep that door open and turn down all the XMs around the joint because we got to do the rest of the show with that door
Is
open.
Mars turning the air on? I'm sure he is.
He's looking at the thermostat right now and.
Did you turn it off or on?
The fan was.
Like sands through the hourglass, so is the O&A virus.
Did I tell you when I went to the dentist yesterday on Long Island? I was so grateful that I quit smoking just because I had very good teeth.
Good teeth,
Little
Jimmy.
Jimmy Norton takes care of his teeth. I had still some staining from smoking and all that, but
Yellow staining, was that?
So, yeah, from
yeah. Urine.
Why? I don't understand what this one is. I forget it. Just wipe it off. You like chocolate cake a lot, don't you?
Oh my God! Wow. Your teeth are so clean. Do you rinse with ammonia of some sort because that really cleans your teeth?
But she told me I had great bone. They do this weird test on your teeth where it's really uncomfortable to get the X-rays. They take like 30 X-rays of your mouth.
Yeah.
And then they she put this little thing and it goes 3, 1, 2, 1 over each tooth. They actually put a thing between your tooth and gums real quick and they measure the distance to make sure that your teeth and gums are like between each part of your teeth and the gums.
Yeah. Why are you explaining something that everyone goes through?
You mean you've actually done that?
Oh my! Everyone in
Jimmy's
their
like,
cars
huh?
right now are like, you're explaining a teeth examination.
You're explaining a visit to the dentist.
No, but
you
I've gone to
How
many-
long has it been?
A couple of years.
You were explaining that like you're the only person that's ever been through it.
They take pictures.
they take 30
Wow.
X-rays.
No.
He actually said it takes 30 X-rays, and they're very uncomfortable.
Wow.
And they take this instrument and go 1, 2, 2, 3.
I never
2,
had that before.
3,
Like,
1,
come
2,
on,
3, 3.
I never had that before.
And then they take this thing. It's like a fishing line. And they actually go in between your teeth.
All right.
Stop it. No. There's a small little toilet bowl next to me that the water goes down it in a swirl and you spit into it.
And they give you fluid, but they don't want you to drink it. You rinse, and they want you to waste this lovely beverage. No, I understand.
Guys, it's really weird that they start by putting a bib on you.
Oh, stop it.
I'm like ready to eat, but it's really heavy and filled with sand and lead. This isn't for food. Why are you running out of the room? I really don't take a good picture. LOL.
Opie and Anthony, the virus is spreading.
All right. Happy birthday to little Jimmy Norton.
Jimmy's going to be abandoning us soon.
Yeah, he's going to go down to Ozfest for the day. And that's that.
That's all right.
Anyway.
Let him have fun on his birthday.
Anyway, where is Jimmy? Because we want to do one more segment here before we move on to other things.
Mm-hmm.
We could do the mom losing it on son, or we could do Bombs and Flubs Volume 2.
Yeah.
Where's Jimmy? Oh, he's doing a little bathroom break. Okay.
Oh, I didn't do my credit cards.
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
Oh, danger. Warning. Do you have any? Do you have any, like, regular credit cards or just, like, American Express?
I'm pretty much down to American Express.
Just Amex?
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, I got, like, one MasterCard just because...
Well, I got that, too, but...
Sometimes places don't take American Express.
But I'm only, like, charging about, I don't know, like $10,000 a month on that.
That's it?
Yeah, it's really...
Wow, that's like nothing. Drop in the bucket.
I got an American Express.
Now people are going to be posted, you know, Opie doesn't understand. $10,000 is a lot of money.
Shut up, you freaks.
I got an
Shut up.
American Express, actually a black card.
You do?
Yeah. No way.
Wow. What does that get you?
Nothing.
Oh.
Let me see your black card.
Well, it wasn't black when I got it, but I just colored it. It was a Discover. I wrote American Express.
You just wrote American Express on it.
And I put like duct tape over it. And
Yeah.
It gets me a lot of things. Well, uh-oh.
That'll work.
Oh, no.
What's the matter?
I get scared on my birthday.
Oh, you're a little nervous?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, boy.
He's scared. What happened, Jimmy?
I just thought of all my presents that were piling up, and I got frightened. I hope people come to my party.
That one sounded like one of mine.
Yeah, it sounded kind of wet.
Yeah,
with a hint of millionaire.
I start farting around 9:30, and usually I push really hard, and they usually sound like that.
I tell you, I want to have a birthday party with a pony. Except I want the pony to be like it is in that video we saw. Wow,
that is the most horrific thing I've ever seen.
Is it even legal for us to be viewing that?
Hey,
yeah, legal and hot. Let any judge.
It's out there. What are you going to do?
Let me see if a judge watches that. If he doesn't have a little tent in his robe.
Look, in this context, it is journalism.
It's news.
It's news.
So what? I jerked off to it. So what?
Yeah, why not?
That was pretty disturbing.
It was a guy, and he's standing there, and a horse is behind him. The horse jumps up on something. They have to have some kind of apparatus.
Yeah.
Because the horse wants to jump up like it's mating with another horse, so it's got to take its front legs and kind of take its chest and its front legs and put it up on top of another horse. A guy can't support that weight, and the horse wants to do that when it's getting laid. So I guess there's some kind of a fence in front of this guy or platform or something that the horse is able to jump up on. The guy is underneath it, just kind of hunched over a little bit, and another guy is guiding the horse's unit right into the guy's bunghole. And at first, he's kind of holding by the tip, so he's just getting about 8 inches of it or so. The tip of this thing is like a bell.
Yeah, huge.
And then we think it's just going to be that. The guy's kind of just taking a little bit of it. Then the horse just goes, wham, and slams it home, all 2 feet. It's like 2 feet long. And just goes to town on this guy.
Where does that go?
Dude, you see his
Your
toupee
throat.
lift up?
Where does it go? Does it end up in your small seriously?
Yeah,
where does it go?
I would think it probably just bunches up your intestines and just is in your abdomen somewhere.
Dude, because the horse, it was funny. He was it was almost like you could hear the horse going, "Let me just put the head in."
Yeah.
And like you do with a chick, and all of a sudden the horse's little legs scooched forward quickly and went,
Oh
pow!
yeah, he just ran forward
Pow!
and buried the whole thing.
The old 1-2. Pow pow.
Well, but is that the guy that died? I mean, it should be if it isn't.
Who knows?
Because I was saying off air that guy, somebody sits next to him in a cubicle at work and has no idea that the night before he had the cock of a horse buried in him. Someone has to say to that guy, "Is that your stapler? Can I borrow that?" And he goes, "Yeah, but just give it back."
Sure.
And he's sitting there and his asshole is bleeding because a horse fucked it. The government should just execute people randomly for that.
Maybe he's in the restroom taking a dump, and he's sitting there, and another coworker's talking to him as he's wiping, and there's just blood, and he's got to sit there like a normal human being.
A dump.
Carry on a conversation.
As he swallows food, it just falls out of him. Loop, plink, loop, plink.
Let's say hi to Rich Voss. Rich, what's up?
Happy birthday.
Thank you, man. By the way, good, that was the footage was excellent.
What footage?
Of you and the horse.
You know, it's funny how you say the nerve of him at work. The nerve of you. You're sitting there knowing that a log was dropped on your chest the other night.
That's not true.
It's not true?
No.
Oh, you don't do that anymore?
I never did that, Wink.
Oh. Happy birthday. What are you doing?
Thank you. I'm leaving here in a couple minutes going to Ozfest with Florentine.
How old are you?
Oh, dude, I've been getting big laughs at this all week. Someone says, "How old are you?" I say, 29 again.
See, now that's hysterical.
I'm 37, Rich.
37, wow. Same as your waist size. Nothing. They told me to call to be mean.
Well, that was mean-spirited because...
I can't be mean because it's your birthday. First of all, I don't even like doing the phone.
Hey, Rich, I'm losing weight. I can't help it, but working out, you know.
I know you look good. I don't want to say anything mean because it's your birthday and it's your day.
Thank you.
All right,
Rich. Your day, and I hate calling in.
Where are you?
I'm at home. I'm going, I got nothing.
You on Ozfest?
No, I'm not going to Ozfest. Are the Allman Brothers playing there?
Ugh.
All right,
Oh,
Rich.
goodbye.
Bye.
Bye, boss. Boss has the worst taste in music.
Well, do we have time to do bombs and flubs before you get out of here?
I think so. I got to be out of here in 6 minutes. Not even.
Well, if your credit card payment...
No.
Oh, my crack itches.
We could get the mom loses it on her son before
Yes.
we leave.
Yeah, you can get some of the...
And can't you continue the show with your cell phone?
It's too hot, dude. It's hot in here.
Are you going to take like a cab and stuff?
I'm going to take a cab, but I got to go downstairs. I got to go upstairs and grab my photos that I have, just in case I meet some of my heroes. They'll sign it. And then I got to go into the car and leave and meet Jimmy.
All right, so when you leave the studio, just get on the cell phone.
You
can't leave us with this mess today.
Why? You get the show's kicking ass.
Yeah, but it'll be fun. Like all of a sudden you jump in.
fun now.
Well, I'm not going to be here alone.
You jump in with a cat. What?
I'm leaving someone here for you.
Who?
Oh, you know, we could all do the show together.
Liddy!
Hey, Liddy will be here to cover for me.
Well, that solves the problem right there.
That's right.
How about, no, you got to call it from your cell phone.
Okay.
Jumping in a cab. If it stinks, it stinks. Could be fun, the little banter you have with the cabbie, you know, stuff like that.
Yeah, I got to give up my address to him. Sure, everybody can hear that. And then all the girls can line up with cock on their minds.
That's right.
All right, Mom
Palatial
loses it.
Jimmy Estates. Get up there into your palatial mansion that you
That's
have.
right.
Yeah.
I finally got the stuff off the floor, by the way, thanks to
You
Corinne.
did?
Donkey Sausage. I hired her, and she's been there for like 4 days trying different combinations of stuff, and it looks like
Right.
it's really fun.
It worked.
Yeah.
All right, well,
Good for you.
where's Steve? We need the backstory on this.
Steve, get in here.
On this audio. Mom loses it on son.
Mm-hmm.
The video's up on opieandanthony.com, but you can't really see anything because it's just a video camera that was left
Yeah, the
on.
audio, though. This woman just sounds miserable.
Well, we could start it as Steve makes his way into the studio. Listen to this lady. Lady.
Why are you doing this shit?
All I said was that's nice.
No, you're not fucking me up, Galen.
I said
Give me your fucking
nicely.
card so I can use it. For
Ask
that.
me nicely.
No!
Why can't you ask me nicely?
Stick it up your fucking ass. I asked you nicely 10 minutes ago. Now it's getting real bad.
Oh, my God.
Oh, no, you got to be kidding me.
Steve, what's the story on this?
I guess it's a mother yelling at her son. He left the camera rolling because he must know that she's prone to these outbursts. And
This is great that these kids are just hanging their parents out to dry with these videos and recordings.
Yeah.
We had the one of the son that got picked up by the father, and the father's just yelling
Still
at him.
one of my favorite
Ends
things.
up on the internet. And now this raging lunatic woman yelling at her son.
I'm going to defend her a little bit.
Why?
Well, you're not allowed to hit your kids anymore. So what else are you going to do?
Scream like a lunatic?
Would your mom scream like that at you? She would
Yeah,
give you
or-
a shoe across the face, and then guess what? End of
No,
discussion.
there were a couple of times my mother just would like go off like a lunatic like this, but then she would get so upset she would bite her hand. She'd go, oh! She would put her like, and it was like completely straight. It wasn't like bite your knuckle. Take your hand and put your fingers together, all together, and just hold it flat,
Okay.
like level with the ground. And now put your index finger in your mouth and just go, oh! She would do that.
Who's your mother, Colin Quinn?
Exactly, Colin. I've seen Colin do that.
I do that actually.
Gives me flashbacks.
I bite the index finger really hard.
No,
and
no
then
more biting.
And then I bite the in between my bicep and my shoulder muscle.
Where?
Right, right here in that soft
Where
spot.
do you bite?
Really hard.
Why
Between
would you
what
do
and what?
that?
All right, relax.
No, I'm asking you.
Jesus.
What? If you bite between your biceps, that is dangerous.
Why?
You can't. Because a bicep is
I didn't say
not meant-
bicep, did I?
Yeah.
Oh God. Oh, I'll be the star of Volume 3. Did I really say that one? No, I didn't even catch that one.
Yeah, you did.
All right,
Of course,
bicep.
Danny Dixon caught it.
Oh, he already marked it down.
of
Those
course.
motherfuckers. They're working against us now in
When he
that
flexes like
room.
that, though, just when Opie's showing something, that bicep just comes out.
All right. Anyway.
Oh, this is not disturbing outside the studio.
Yeah, who is this
He's
guy?
a guy that he came in looking like Crocodile Dundee. He wants to hand out flyers in Times Square.
I ain't got time to bleed.
We can't get the hot chicks to do it, but we'll get this made.
Oh, we got this maniac that is.
Where he printed
Oh,
out
thank you
something.
very
He's
much.
holding it up. It says "Happy Birthday,
Jim
Little
Norton."
Jimmy."
Thank you.
Opie and Anthony on the back.
Okay. Back to the mom losing it on the side.
Oh, right.
So your mom would freak out a little bit, Ant.
Yeah, she would freak out, but yeah, she tried hitting me, but it just didn't work out. Like my father used to hit me, and then when he moved to California, the hitting just stopped because she hit me once when I was a little kid, and the tip of the strap hit the tip of my penis, and it swelled up, and I had to put ice on it, and she never hit me with the strap again. Yeah.
That's terrific. That's terrific.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I was trying to get out of the way. Like, I ran to the bunk bed, and I'd always run to the bottom bunk because it's hard to swing the strap in there, you know? But she kind of went to swing it kind of sidearm to get in there, and the tip of the strap went right around my waist, and the tip of the strap hit the very tip of my little wiener.
How do you ice down that area?
I jumped up and like a chicken without a head. I was screaming bloody murder in my room, grabbing, going, ah! And my mother flipped out. She lost her mind. She thought she killed me.
Did you feel ashamed?
She threw it, of course, afterwards.
Dirty.
Of course. And she was like, what did I do? She freaked out. And then got some ice and told me to put the ice on it. So I put ice on it, and that was the last time she ever tried to hit me. With anything.
You should have made her put the ice on it.
Yeah, you put the ice on it.
You know what stopped my mom from spanking me? Because I used to get hit too. Which one time she put me over her knee, she took a paddle, and as she swatted me, I came on her leg.
That'll show her.
All right, back to the audio.
And I'm not gonna all fucking tear this room apart and fucking find it. You'll be one sorry kid. I know that time. I gotta get back to work. See you like 1 second.
Ask me nicely.
Fucking bastard.
You hear him? Ask me nicely.
Ask me nicely. Okay, the kid's being a prick.
Of course, because he knows he's got gold for his friends.
The mother is a witch, though.
And this is why I go back to she's not going to hit him. He knows that. So now he's like, I'm going to tape this for my friends. And then he knows what buttons to push.
Yeah, but you know why I can't sympathize with her? Because you know she uses the same tactic with the husband, boyfriend, whatever it is.
Aren't there
like
references to this?
Screaming.
Aren't there references to like child support made in this? So
really? Okay.
I think so.
See, I didn't hear that.
And if you look at the footage, you will see like an Xbox and TV and a lot of electronics, and he's obviously got his own camcorder, so he's recording this. So
yeah,
might be a relatively spoiled kid who knows how to push his mom's buttons, and his mom.
As soon as I heard this, I said divorcee.
Yeah.
No doubt in my mind. No doubt.
Time. I gotta get back to work. See you like 1 second.
Ask me nicely.
Fucking bastard. Fucking rip this fucking house and fucking car. Give me that goddamn card now!
What card is she looking for?
I guess she's looking for a credit
I
card
bet
for
it's
the
a credit
gas.
card.
I
I
think
bet
she
you-
said she
yeah.
had to get gas to go to work, and it's probably a credit card.
So just use cash.
For all you know, it's her
Could you
credit card.
imagine standing there and having that yelling at you during an argument? I'd be in prison. You'd have to kill that to make it stop. Whew.
Fucking house and fucking car. Give me that goddamn card now!
Ask me nicely.
Fuck off, you bastard. Fuck off! Get the fuck out of my house!
Oh, now you're getting on.
Get out of my fucking house!
No, that.
Get out!
No.
Get out! You pay the fucking bills. I can't get my ass to work. You get out and pay these fucking bills!
I said ask nicely.
Fuck off! You're all fucking head games, you little 16-year-old piece of shit! You better be fucking out of my house when I get home from work today at 11 o'clock, because if you're fucking in here, you're getting up and you're getting your fucking ass out of here.
I'll call child support and you can go fuck yourself.
You can call your fucking father and
No,
go live with
get-
him. How about
go
that,
away.
you little son of a
Go
bitch?
away.
Oh, okay. He said, I'll call child support. He probably meant child welfare or child services. Threatening her. And then call your father. Okay, so they don't live together. There's problems there.
Fuck
Wow.
yourself.
You can call your fucking father and go
No,
live with
get-
him. How about
go
that,
away.
you little son of a
Go
bitch?
away.
You just turned this whole fucking 15-minute goddamn conversation
I
into a
asked
fucking
you
piece
to
of shit.
ask nicely.
Fuck off!
No.
I asked you nicely when I came in here!
And
You
you
little jerk off!
Oh, well.
You're a little head game spoiled rotten brat! You're gonna
That's
fucking
not
learn about life real fucking quick!
You should learn
Because your
about life
fucking
real
bills won't be paid, Mr. Man!
Whatever, Mom.
Mr.
Get
Man?
that fucking card
No!
now! I have to go to work!
No, I don't care now because you were a bitch. You come here threaten me out. You know what? Forget it. Get out. Go away. You're not getting it now. You should have asked nicely.
See, this shows our age, I gotta tell you, because I can't even imagine.
It's like
getting in my mom's face like this. I can't even, on any level, imagine it.
Mother-son relationship right there. That's like a...
But I think it shows our age. I think this is going on a lot more than we realize.
Really?
I think so, man.
I think Ope's right. There's a whole generation of kids that are raised with the concept of the timeout. There's no more beatings. There's just, you get a timeout. So
you got to thrash these little bastards.
I see some of the little kids in my family, and they get the timeout, and you see it in their eyes like, whatever.
This is nothing.
Time out. Ooh, I'll sit in another room for a little while.
Gonna stand on my head
to make you happy, And I understand. I'm not questioning parenting. It's what is going on these days, like Steve said.
The threat of the smack, the belt.
Well, you brought up a good point. Like when you and Joe would act up, your dad would come to the bedroom and just leave the belt,
hang the belt on the doorknob. First, there were threats yelled from the living room, and then if we didn't quiet down and go to sleep, because we'd be yapping and they'd hear us, and he'd be like, "Shut up in there! Go to sleep!" And you're trying to go to sleep, and then you start talking more, and then he goes, "Don't make me get the belt." And he would take his belt off and hang it on the doorknob. And yeah, if we were yapping too much, he'd come in. He never actually did it. I think that was just the threat. We got hit with the belt, but it was for like real stuff more than just talking. But the threat of that thing hanging on the doorknob like that, it was just a constant reminder, like a hangman's noose.
Hello.
And we didn't. Then we shut up.
We talk about it on the show a lot. It's the fear.
Yeah.
It's not necessarily something actually happening.
They put the fear in you.
Get the fear in you.
And we knew what that belt felt like because we had been hit with it.
Exactly.
So just the threat of it was enough to contain us.
But it wasn't an idle threat. You knew what it felt like to get whacked with that thing. You ever get shoved down the steps, you ever get knocked, you ever get rattled a couple times.
If I ever turned around and to my mother or father ever went, "Hey, fuck you, ask nice," I couldn't
That's what
tell
I mean.
you
I can't.
The mess I would have been.
It's got to be a generation thing. It's got to be. I can't imagine growing up doing this to my parents. I would lose an eye.
I would say crap or something as a kid, and my father would just, What? What's that language? You don't fucking use that. You don't fucking use that kind of fucking language in this fucking house, you shithead. Oh, okay.
Yeah, let's go to Rick in Indiana. Rick?
Hey, good morning, guys. Happy birthday there, Sweet Toots. You guys got to do a
thank you.
Between that bitch on the radio and the South Park chick that drives the school bus. That's the funniest shit I ever heard. She's her, man.
Oh, Mrs. Crabtree, right?
You got it. Do a comparison. It's her, dude.
Yeah, a bunch of people calling in with that. Very good.
Excellent. Thanks, guys.
Thank you, sir. Let's say hi to Chris in New Jersey. Chris, what's going on?
My kid, when I first brought up my kid, we did the timeout thing, and it didn't work. Just like you were saying, he just looked at me. And then it got to the point where finally I took his notebook and smashed it out of his hands, literally drop-kicked it out of his hands, pushed him up against the wall and said, "That is enough." He immediately turned into a normal human being and never had a single problem with him since. Now he's a fabulous, fabulous kid.
Yeah, they're just raising them differently these days.
I think it's bullshit.
That's why I hate the left.
Yeah, absolutely. they treat their kids like their kids are their betters.
And
it's ridiculous.
No Corey on instant feedback. My mom never threatened to have Joe Klecko hit me.
No, man, one good swift kick and they get in line.
Yeah, idiot. Everyone knows it was Mookie Wilson.
All right, guys, punching out.
Thank you, sir.
All right.
Joe Klecko.
Jesus. All right. Yeah, back to the audio here. Hang in there, Steve.
That fucking car now!
No!
I have to go to work!
Well, I don't care now, because you were a bitch. You come here, threaten me out. You know what? Forget it. Get out. Go away. You're not getting it now. You should have asked nicely. Oh, you didn't slam it that time. Well, you had to slam something else.
You're in my fucking house, you'll follow my fucking rules! You're grounded! 2 weeks! Don't fucking go to work! Don't fucking go to dentist! If you are fucking found in these areas, I'm gonna fucking run down there and drag your ass out of there!
I'm going to work.
No, you're not.
Yes, I am. Oh, don't even try this
your
shit with
goddamn
me.
employer and telling them, Galen!
Good for you, and see what
Good
they
for
say.
you, you little
You
lazy
see what
fucking
they say
bastard!
to you.
Wow. Anthony, I got a question for you. You're pretty good at this.
Yeah.
How do you think the marriage ended?
Wow. Yeah, that was. How would you live with a woman like that?
I don't know.
I mean, I understand the kid is driven her to this, obviously.
I bet you.
But she's handling this completely wrong.
The kid is probably reacting much in the same way the father reacted.
Yeah, probably just, hey, whatever.
Now
I'm not going to do it. Yeah, this kid probably learned from the master.
I learned it from
his
you,
father.
okay?
Whenever mom starts getting like this, just go into, hey, whatever. Should I ask nice? And just let her go off like this, like a lunatic. She should just be bludgeoning him with something. Just any weapon in that room. Beating him with his own PlayStation.
I would take his Little League trophy that he got when he was 8 years old.
And just beat him with it.
Just beat the shit out of him.
Just beat him. She should be smashing his Xbox. Yeah. Just smash it in front of his face.
You know,
there you go.
That gets results.
You know, the Little League trophy that everyone gets because there's no winners or losers.
No winners.
Nowadays.
Everyone's a winner.
Everyone's a winner.
Ugh.
That's great.
Oh, You know, I almost feel sorry for her that she is in this position where she has to get herself like this.
She knows she can't hit him because if there is a divorce situation, there's always the threat that this little smartass might call DIFAS or Child Services.
Probably would, yeah.
Or the cops. So she's frustrated that she can't actually discipline because he might call his father or something like that. There's all these other avenues.
Oh, she's just fucked.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's screwed.
Any way you look at it, she's just fucked.
She's in a situation
she's
that
a raving
got
lunatic, but
into.
she's screwed.
And she's screwed, yeah.
You see what they say to you. You're a fucking little piece of shit, you know that? That's exactly what you are!
Go away.
Fucking son of a fucking bitch! God, you fucking lend me $50 for that!
Ask nicely.
Fucking ask nicely up your fucking ass, you little spoiled rotten brat! I'd like to fucking smack your fucking head in. You're a goddamn prick!
Don't keep spitting on me.
What
the fuck are you doing?
Oh, is she gone?
Are you done yet?
Oh. Uh-oh. Oh, are you... I hope they have their own house. It's not an apartment.
Shut up.
What a dick.
Shut up.
I kind of like the kid, though.
Oh, would you shut up already?
And it all started with Always and Forever.
Oh, yeah.
The wedding song, dreaming of what the future's going to bring.
Oh. Something nice and sweet and romantic. We're going to raise a family and have a son, and I'll raise him. And I want him to be just like you, because I love you.
Always and forever.
Oh, fast forward. Oh. They never have that in their head when they're dancing. Here's the brand new bride and groom. Let's wish them all the best of luck raising that family in the future. Yeah, here they are smiling, a little whisper secret in the ear, and everyone at the wedding is, I wonder what they're saying. You know what they're saying? I love you.
Everyone with their video cameras getting a good location so they get a good angle of the happy couple.
Going, aww.
Here comes the aunt running on the dance floor real fast to get that shot.
A picture.
And then running back off the dance floor.
Oh.
And if you look to the back of the room, the DJ is getting all the blow-up instruments ready for the next song.
There they go.
Oh, what do I see there?
Dancing.
A box of risky business sunglasses?
Oh, hand them out. I want the whole wedding party to wear them.
And there's the DJ piling up his records.
Yeah.
I see the chicken dance.
Oh, please. The electric slide in there.
Electric slide is ready to go.
It's going to be a fun-filled, festive
and of
night
course,
for everybody.
Daddy's little girl.
You got to play Daddy's little girl. Meanwhile, Daddy knows what kind of bitch on wheels she is. He's had to deal with it for years. He's saying, thank God she's out of my house.
Fast forward a year in the hospital, being handed the little joy.
The bundle of joy. And there's little Galen, was his name? I don't remember what his name was.
It was something like
Little Galen.
And then just a mere...
It's got your eyes, honey. Aww. Got your nose.
We have so many dreams for him.
yeah. Oh, this is going to be great. He's going to grow up and send him to college. Fast, be successful. He's going to do better than I did.
Fast forward a mere 15 years. Dad is out of the house, and this is what you get.
Why are you doing this shit?
All I said was that's nice.
No, you're not fucking me up, Galen. Give me your fucking card so I can use it.
I'll get your ass in
You're a fucking ass. I asked you nicely 10 minutes ago. Now I can't grill that. And I'm not gonna fucking tear this room apart and fucking find it. You'll be one story in. I know that's fine. I gotta get back to work.
Everybody, always and forever.
Let's get the entire wedding party out on the floor and join our bride and groom. Dance with the lovely couple.
Fuck off, you bastard. Fuck off. Get the fuck out of my house. Get out of my fucking house. Yeah, you pay the fucking bills. I
Oops,
can't
looks
get
like
my
it's not always in forever.
Aww. Fucking bills. Fuck off. You're all fucking head games, you little 16-year-old piece of shit.
It's over, Johnny.
You're fucking out of my house and have you home from work today at 11 o'clock. Because if you're fucking in here, you're getting up and you're getting their fucking ass out.
Is that supposed to be sexy?
You can call your fucking father and live with him. How about that, you little son of a bitch? You just turned this whole fucking 15-minute goddamn conversation into a fucking piece of shit.
Stop whining.
Fuck off.
Stop whining.
You nice
Stop it.
came in here.
Quiet.
You little jerk off.
I'm scared of you.
You're a little head case, spoil rotten brat.
I'm
You're
scared.
gonna fucking learn about life real fucking quick.
I'm scared of you, sir, and I'm protecting myself.
Hey, Mr. Man. Get that fucking card now. I have to go to work.
Care now because you were a bitch. You come here threatening me out. You know what? Forget it. Get out. Go away.
Did she ever think her little baby boy would be calling her a fucking bitch?
Right.
As she was holding him in the hospital with little blue blankie.
I had to slam something else.
Oh, here comes his first words, honey.
His first words were mama
and
dada.
You're fucking found in these areas. I'm gonna fucking run down there and try to get your ass out of there.
I'm going to work.
No, you're not.
Yes,
No,
I
you're
am.
not.
Oh, don't even try
You're
this
your
shit.
goddamn employer and telling them, Galen.
Good for you and see what
Good
they
for
say.
you, you little
You
lazy
see what they
fucking
say
bastard.
to you.
You're a fucking little piece of shit, you know that?
Forever.
Go away.
Yeah, go away.
Fucking bitch. God, you fucking let me $50 for that!
That's nice.
I'm gonna ask nicely up your fucking ass, you little spoiled rotten brat!
What happened?
You're a goddamn prick!
I was just rocking him to sleep. It seems like yesterday.
What the fuck are you doing?
What happened?
Are you done yet?
Oh.
I love how it echoes. Sounds like the hallways of an insane asylum.
Shut up.
Shut up.
That's
there
right.
you go.
Shut up.
When on Christmas morning when he was a kid and all starry-eyed,
Unwrapping
happy,
his
unwrapping
first
his
bicycle.
gifts. And now, shut up.
God, I love that.
That is great.
We should almost play the father one now.
Oh, that's fantastic.
You guys have to take this audio and clean it up for TV. Not a bad idea.
Susan Smith had the right idea. Get rid of the little fuckers. It's from Cringebox. Very nice.
Oh, wait, there's actually more to that clip where the neighbor has to come over? Danny?
Oh, Danny.
Yeah, well, because it's really long, so I just kind of wanted to give you guys the meat of it. But she goes on, off mic where you kind of just hear her through the walls.
Yeah.
For probably about another 2.5 minutes.
Yeah. Wow.
And then you hear a neighbor come by, and he has to kind of convince the son to just relax. Just, give your mom the money. She just has to go to work and get gas.
That's the kind of screaming that does carry 2 or 3 houses down.
Can you hear did the neighbor go in the room?
Oh, yeah, you could hear him.
We gotta hear that.
I'll get the rest of it.
We can't leave the fine listeners just hanging. There's a part 2 to that, Anthony.
Nice.
And we really should try to clean that up for for TV. Not a bad idea at all.
Wonderful.
Let's see. Dad beat him with wiffle ball.
Irony, she called him son of a bitch. I agree. Yeah, he agreed with it.
Let's see. Wow, listen to this. Schwoogie. Hey, Schwoogie, what's up?
Hey, guys, how you doing?
Pretty good, Schwoogie.
Morning, Pumpkin Tits. Anthony, talking about hitting your father or being scared of him. I remember when I was 12 and my father was just smacking me around for something I fucked up. And I was a man, and I said, screw it, and I smacked him.
Uh-oh.
To this day, I can still remember the fire in his eyes and me just running to my room and just barricading the door.
But that's when everything changes, though, right?
Not at 12.
No, not at 12.
Oh, not at 12, okay.
But what was worse was he left. He just didn't. It was one of those things where he held a grudge and just remembered till the next time I fucked up.
I know it sucks. You're 12. It's not like you can pack your stuff in and throw it on the end of a stick and go run away somewhere.
Well, you know what's really funny? It's sometimes the balance shifts. Because I remember I was about 20 or 21, and I was in tip-top physical shape at the time, working out twice a day. And I remember just mouthing off to my father or something like that. He's like, I can still knock you on your ass. And my father was like 62, 100 pounds overweight. And
I'll knock you on your ass, kid.
Exactly.
But when it gets to that point, it's just damn depressing.
No, you're right.
You don't. Well, there's a whole thing that goes on. When you reach the point where you are old enough and strong enough to take your dad, you should be on terms with him where you would never think of doing that.
Oh, no. I remember him saying that to me and me just saying, come on, let's go. Jokingly.
Yeah.
And my mom's like, yeah, I want to see this too. You know, of course not, but it's just sad because we'll all be at that spot at one point. Well, not you guys, but I will be. So it's amazing. I have two little girls, and who I do slap on the tushy every once in a while, and they just don't care. Yeah. I mean, it's just amazing.
Every time you hit them, they're closer to the pole. Closer to wrapping the leg around the pole and doing circles around it.
Don't say that, man. All right, punch it down.
And they developed that smack move.
Yeah, they do the smack, and they remember when they were a kid. When I was a kid, I remember stealing quarters from my father, stealing quarters from his bedroom to buy something. I don't even remember what the hell it was, but he found out, and that wasn't good. I got wrapped right across the face, open hand. Big man mitt. Whap! Right across my face. Oh.
There's a few things that happen.
And you know something? Again, I never took the quarters again. That was it.
But there's a few things that happen. You know, you do get to an age, if you're in that situation where you do get hit or whatever, and you finally, stand up to the person, your parents, and then it's never the same after that. And that's kind of sad, because then you realize that you sort of have the upper hand.
Yeah, a little bit.
Which is kind of weird when you're a kid and you got parents. And then the other thing is it brings back a weird memory for me. When you're a kid, you're always competing with your father in a way. Name it. Like in my house, it was basketball, right? And my dad would play me because I was into playing basketball and stuff. And we'd have like foul shooting contests and stuff. It was a dad and son thing to do. And I'd
gonna squirt.
And I'd be struggling, and let's say I'd make 6 out of 10 free throws, let's say, and then it's Dad's turn. And then, he makes 5, he's 5 for 8, let's say. And then as a kid, it starts where you don't realize that he's allowing you to win. So, he misses, obviously, the last 2, and he gets 5 out of 10, and you win.
Yeah.
And then it gets to a point where then you notice that he's purposely letting you win, right?
Right.
And that starts to be a bummer. And then it gets to the stage where there's no letting the son win anymore. Now the father's trying his balls off to still beat you.
Yeah.
And then that you're now officially, quote, better than him as far as that little thing goes, that little competition. And when that happens, it's kind of a drag, too. You're like, oh,
I remember something like that, too, because I was able...
Shooting or something, right?
No, it was, I wasn't able to drink... a case of beer. But then as I got older, I was able to drink more than my father. And
you're not even making a joke?
Sometimes I'd spot him a few beers. No.
You never know with you, though. There was drinking and effing and horse riding going on. Jesus.
Yeah.
You weren't being raised at all when you were in California.
No, it was like camp.
But it's kind of it's a weird thing when you're growing up when it finally hits that level where you realize that you sort of got the upper hand on your parents. No matter what it is, it's a little strange.
Toolbag is saying never underestimate old man strength, though. It's the only thing that comes close to retard strength. Like your father's strength, he'll give it his all. if he feels you're going to get the upper hand.
Yeah.
I never appreciated that whole, fighting your father thing. It's a
No,
little
no.
odd.
That is beyond odd. Wake up to. Oh, I ever? Oh, it should have been never. I never spoke to either one of my parents this way. I would have woken up to Christmas music. Bush killed Jim. From PA.
Yeah, the whole thing, talking back to your parents like that, no way. Would have been over.
All right, let me see what Jackson has in Florida. Are you in Jacksonville?
No, I'm Jackson. My name is Jackson. I live in Florida.
Ah.
How you doing, guys?
All right, what's up?
Yeah, my ex-wife is in the same situation as this lady was. She doesn't scream like that. When we still get along real good, but my 14-year-old tried that, talking back, getting really nasty with her, called her a bitch. Wouldn't let her. She wouldn't let him spend the night at a friend's house because he'd gotten 2 F's on his report card, all this stuff. So she called me up. What do? I said, let him go. And she's like, what are you talking about? I said, just let him go. Trust me on this. Let him go. So I said, we're gonna fix his little red wagon while he's gone. And after he was gone for the weekend, I went over there. We moved all his Xbox, PlayStation, television, everything out of his room. Literally cleaned it out, empty. Ripped the carpet off the floors down to the concrete. I bought a cot and put a cot in there with a pillow and took the door off the hinges, and that's what he came home to. And the thing that upset him the most was the fact that the door was off the hinges. So now he has no privacy whatsoever, 0 privacy and no possessions. We took all of his clothes, went to Walmart and bought Dickies pants and white button-down shirts and said, there, deal with that, you little bastard. And we made him live like that for a month and have never had a problem with him since.
Wow, you're a sick one, man.
That's nice.
But it worked.
It worked. You can't beat him. I mean, if it was up to me, I'd have put my boot in his ass, but you can't do it.
Right.
They will call the cops. It's happened to friends of mine.
Right. Wow.
I had a good friend of mine, nice guy, great guy, goes to my church, Christian guy, and he ended up getting locked up overnight for beating his kid.
Wow.
So that's what I decided to do. And taking the door off the hinges, it killed him. He couldn't go in his room.
Yeah, that's their privacy. Slam the door and
gone.
Very good, sir.
They're in their own domain.
All right, guys.
A lot of people asking if this kid in the audio is a stepchild. No way. No way, right?
No, it doesn't sound like it.
Let's say hi to James in Oklahoma. James?
Yeah. Hey, guys. Morning to you.
Hey. And someone else is bringing up a point on the instant feedback and the phones now. The mother wants to borrow his money in that clip.
Yeah.
I didn't pick up on that.
Yeah, that is odd.
James, go ahead. Well, I had a stepmother that was just like that, but I never talked to her that way because I knew what was coming. So 20 years later, I become a cop here in Oklahoma, and I go to these little kids' houses that are acting like this. What do? I tell the parents, I say spank them. They take their belt off, and I'll stand there and watch them spank their child. That way they can't come up with this, hey, I'm calling Child Protective Services, I'm calling the cops. The cops are here, and I tell the parents, hey, if you're gonna spank your child, you spank your child. Get it over with right now, and maybe you won't have these problems later on in life. I tell them, hey, if you need some help, I will hold them down.
That doesn't sound
and it works.
You're setting yourself up for a lawsuit, sir, unfortunately.
No lawsuit, because I'm not doing anything wrong. I'm making sure the law is, they're obeying the law.
Yeah.
Disciplining their child.
Yeah.
And it's not child abuse.
Right. Wow. Okay. Thank you, James.
Hey, thanks, guys.
There he goes, James in Oklahoma. We have the other audio. Do you have that?
I think everybody's, everybody's different. All kids are different. So if some of them, you can do that whole sit down, take a timeout thing. That's fine. But I think this, if the timeout thing isn't working, and you could probably see that pretty early on, then you got to resort to Plan B. It'd be nice to be the person that like, oh, I don't have to hit my kids, or I don't hit my kids, or something like that. But and I'm talking at my ass because I don't have kids. But it just seems to me like if the timeout thing isn't working and you're raising a little terror, it might be time to get a little thing, because it's more about the whole fear of it than it is the actual pain from getting whacked. You're not hitting them so they're in pain. It's just kind of a, waker-upper. It's like a surprise.
Yeah, because
you're fucking hitting me?
Who wants to go through that?
Yeah.
Except a little Jimmy Norton, of course. We got some audio of the Boston Father. We've played this.
Oh, yeah.
We've played it once, maybe on the replay you've heard it a couple times. And Danny's running in with part 2 of the audio of this chick.
Ooh.
Well, we could save the Boston Father audio then. Here's part 2 of the lady yelling at her son, looking for just money, I guess.
Shouldn't have asked nicely.
Oh, wow.
Sit here, call me all this shit, and you expect me to help you? Why in the hell should I help you after all you just did?
Oh, she was losing her mind.
And you can't ask me nicely, you have to sit here and call me names.
Lend your mom $50.
Why?
Because she's broke, Dale.
Okay, so now here's the neighbor, like Danny explained. The neighbor comes in to try to get this kid to lend the mom $50.
Fitty.
Where's this kid getting the money from? Maybe dad?
Yeah.
All right, here comes the neighbor.
Call me names.
Lend your mom $50.
Why?
Because she's broke, Dale.
She's being a complete bitch to
Because
me.
she's broke.
But she's being a bitch. Look at this. Like, look
Do
at...
you want to live here? Do you want to live here?
No, I'm not going to live in here soon. But that is complete bullshit. No,
That's not...
you don't treat somebody like that and expect to get them to help you. Like,
the whole point is, Dale, is your mom's got to get to work. And she's asking you to lend her $50. If you can't do it, then, you know... She's been here fucking supporting you guys for over fucking 16 years.
Another scenario. You move into the neighborhood and you meet the old neighbor. Hey, neighbor.
Hey, howdy, neighbor.
Maybe you invite him over to a barbecue or something, and now he's in the middle of this crap.
Now he's got to deal with this.
Started with a warm apple pie, and now you're talking to her son.
Oh, after hearing her screeching all morning.
Fucking supporting you guys for over fucking 16 years.
Yeah,
she's been caring about you guys for 16 years.
Like, what
you
the hell
gotta
is that?
understand one thing.
That's not how you treat your children.
She's been treating you better than you've ever been treated in your entire lifetime.
No, she hasn't.
You gotta understand this fucking, you know, this isn't easy for her. This is very fucking difficult.
And
very difficult.
This is acceptable?
You guys aren't helping.
This is not acceptable under any standards ever.
That's not the point, Ian. Is help your mom.
Help my mom so she can act like this, so we can live in a house. And
if you're helping your mom, she wouldn't be acting like this.
She acts like this no matter what. Okay, that's the way it is. That's
because you guys don't help out around the house.
Even when we do help, and she is nice.
You guys gotta wake up, man. This is the real world.
She needs to wake up a bit too.
It's not peaches and cream out there.
Well, she doesn't get to treat people like that and expect them to help her.
Help her out, please.
She sits here and swears at me. I hate everything about you. What the hell is that?
I'm asking you nicely, and I'm asking you, fucking, please help her out. I'll pay you back. I don't give a shit. Just fucking, please help her out.
Okay, I will, as long as I get my $50 back.
Yeah, you get it back.
Okay.
Oh, looks like it's going to be okay, Anthony. Yeah. Looks like it's going to be okay, thanks to the neighbor. Why is there a minute 40 left in this audio? There we go. Yeah.
Mom, do you want the $50? Shut up, Mom. Do you want the $50?
People fucking say you're a fucking
Quiet. Yes, thank God there's not an ounce in your body.
Oh my God.
You're a fucking loser. Shh. Go to fucking hell and shut yourself, you bastard. Get the fuck out of my house. Fucking crazy fucking war. You picked the wrong person at fucking Warwick. Person who butters your fucking bread, you little lazy ass.
You don't butter my bread. Are you retarded?
You better fucking else.
Or what?
Or fucking the police will be coming.
And what are you going to say to them, Mom?
You fucking
What are you going to say to them, Mom?
They'll let you out.
Yeah, Mom. Good luck. Good luck with that. Good luck with that, Mom. I'll call them for you.
You go ahead and call them for me. You're out.
Kids know too much these days.
Nothing like making your fucking mother pay for fucking money.
I wasn't. I said ask nicely.
Go ahead. here. This way! This way! I can't believe I came home from a fucking shift to fucking do this fucking bullshit!
And cut. But she wasn't done neither. That's for sure.
I think that's when the video camera went off, huh?
Wow, man.
No, there's more? That's it, right?
That's it.
That's all there is. Okay. Wow.
He just knows too much. She's going, I'll call the cops. And he's like, yeah, good luck with that. She calls the cops. The kid goes, look, I'm 16. My mother's insane. She's yelling at me for things I'm trying to do, She's kicking me out of the house.
The kid
16.
The kid's definitely an instigator, but I'm starting to think that she might have more of a problem than the kid, actually.
Yeah, she's got a huge problem. The kid probably reminds her too much of the husband, is what it is, who she hates for probably leaving her. And every time she looks at the kid, she sees the ex-husband.
You could hear it in his voice.
Yeah.
He's kind of like a beaten kid.
He's just like... Yeah.
He's a wise ass, obviously. He was... Yeah. But you also hear it in his voice, like, this really is a bummer. This just stinks. My mother's insane.
That's an unhealthy relationship they have there. I think they need help.
Wow. All right, let's say hi to Steve in California.
That's really going to also help him out in his relationships in the future, I believe. You know what it's going to be like when he's out there looking for a girlfriend, future wife perhaps? Oof.
Steve?
Yeah.
Hey.
Hey, out in California, you know how liberal they are. I have daughters in an ex situation, and when I got custody, I asked the child support worker and my caseworker and custody worker, because I put them in a system to where they come out to my house and visit, so my ex-wife can't say I abuse my children, what the definition of abusing your child was, and they said as long as you can hit your child open-handed by law 2 or 3 times, and as long as you don't go more than that, it's not considered abuse.
That's a little weird, huh?
That's California. So you figure if California, the liberal state's that way, how are other states seeing it? That's all I got. Punching out.
All right, thank you. Let's go to Timmy in Wisconsin. Timmy!
Hey, man.
What's up?
My mother would scream exactly like that.
Oh, you're kidding.
She would actually put a butcher knife to her throat and say, I'll do it. I'll fucking do it.
Are you kidding me? Her own throat.
She would lock herself in the bathroom, screaming from in the bathroom, I'll do it. And she'd be slashing furniture with it.
Wow, that's really crazy.
I kept the knife for like over a year with like dents all in it. And then it happened again like a year later. And I brought it out, and my dad grabbed it from me. He's like, this shouldn't be around here. He's afraid like the wrong person would see it, and Mommy would be put away in a straitjacket.
What does she do now?
Sits at home, watches TV.
Yeah?
Do you have a relationship with her?
Yeah, it was mostly because, like, my dad was drinking, and when my dad quit drinking, then she got really bad.
Yeah.
But then after, like, a year, it calmed down, and she's pretty cool now.
You goof on her about it?
Well, no, not now. I mean...
Because we goof on my mother all the time about how she used to be
some
crazy.
Of it left in her, though.
Yeah, she was insane with cleaning the house. We would wake up Saturday mornings, and my mother would be like, it didn't matter, I guess we're, I don't know, 12, something like that, who even knows. But she'd wake us up, come on, get up! This place looks like a fucking bomb hit it, And, meanwhile, I'm just thinking, a few years later you start thinking, oh, I get it, clean the house, make sure it's clean. There's some issues there, Mommy.
Well, you're not alone with that one, though.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people could relate to that one.
But we were all like, this one's dusting, this one's vacuuming the house, and she was just, get under it. What is this? Pick that up. Just crazy. And then the phone would ring, and she'd pick it up and be like, and don't make sure you get under the couch. How the hell are ya? Hot, yeah. Oh, nothing. We're just sitting around. So we would clean up so quickly while she was on the phone. So then we could walk up to her as she's on the phone and go, Ma, I'm gonna go outside. I'm gonna go outside. And she would kind of do that, not even look at you, but wave the hand like, okay, all right.
Right.
And then you were out of the house. When that phone rang, because we'd be going nuts. You'd be with all your cleaning tools, and the phone would ring, and I cannot tell you the relief that would come over 3 kids just from a phone ringing, because you knew you weren't being yelled at as you're cleaning up. She was crazy, but now we're sitting around. She's a pisser now. And we just sit around and goof on her about it. about how crazy she was and what the hell was your problem.
She was raising you animals.
She laughs about
by
it
herself. Pat in Boston, what's up?
Hey, guys.
Hey.
That lady needs Scientology and not Paxil.
Scientology.
Good call back, bro. Very good, Pat. That's a great call. Tony in the Bronx, what's up, Tony?
Yo, guys, you got to see what it was like growing up with a wise guy as a father.
Oh, really?
I'm talking about when I was a kid, I used to go make the Shylock collections with him, and I used to watch my father give guys beatings. And for as long as he was alive, he never laid a finger on me. I never gave an opportunity to. But my mother, she was the executioner. But having the wise guy in the family, that was a trip.
Yeah, you gotta
really?
Think that's always in the back of your head, I got to imagine.
I can miss you. Being on the phone with you guys right now, he's gone. But if his friends recognize my voice, I'd get to talk to for this.
Really?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Where do you live in the Bronx, Tony?
I didn't see that, I'm telling you.
What's your last name, Tony?
He was pretty notorious.
All right. Thank you, sir.
Okay, pal. Take care.
Oh, can we play Guess the Wise Guy?
All right, tough guy.
All right, we should move on, huh?
Sure. That was very entertaining.
One more. Eric in Colorado. Eric.
Hey, boys. Hey, the guy that called earlier was saying about stripping his kid's room. I can top that. My best friend and former neighbor, he had a 14-year-old that did the same shit. He wanted to go camping with some friends, and they let him go after like 3 or 4 days of arguing. When the kid came home, the house was completely empty. His parents had a rental property. They moved everything out of the house except for his belongings that they left in his room. They moved into the rental house, and they left a note that said, "Now, you take care of everything." he just and they were my next door neighbors at the time, and so the kid comes home, the friends drop him off, he walks up, unlocks the door, walks in. There is nothing.
You got to think that starts off as being the greatest day of your life.
Yeah.
Well,
but by 11 o'clock at night, you got to be freaked beyond belief.
Well, yeah, because he kept trying to call his parents on their cell phone, and they wouldn't answer or anything. He'd come over and ask me, he said, "Do you know where my parents are?" And I said, "Dude," I said, "Saturday, they were like here with a moving truck leaving," because I knew what had happened.
So you know what?
He called child services, and the caseworker that came out, I mean, that poor woman laughed for like 20 minutes when she found out what had happened.
Yeah, you got to imagine they have some great stories, those people. So what happened?
Oh, yeah.
What happened in the end with this?
They ended up, they moved everything back, because all they did was just put everything in the garage of the rental. They didn't unpack everything, but they came back the next day, and that kid has just been on his best behavior ever since, because his parents told him. They said, "You know what?" They said, "What would you have done if we wouldn't have even let you any forwarding information at all? And you'd have come home and there'd been nothing."
Wow.
You'd have been seriously screwed.
I'm sure that kid behaved after that, huh?
Oh, yeah. This has been a couple of years.
I guess you just got to be creative out there if you're parents, huh?
Yeah.
The hitting is out of the game, so you got to get a little more creative.
More than just timeouts.
This is why I don't have kids. It really is, man. When I hear shit like this, people say, "Why don't you and your wife have kids?" I say, look at society, man. Look at these kids today.
To all the new parents out there, just remember this later today when you're by yourself away from the radio show. Always and forever.
Always starts like that. Rob from Washington. Oh, my God, my mom was a super cleaner, too. Never thought of it until you mentioned it. Maybe there's something else there. Oh, that isn't the one I need. I need Ted. My mother would scream like a harpy like that and insult my brother, sister, and myself. She would always use the "maybe I'll just die and you'll be happy" routine. The insults and shrieking just brought back wonderful memories. And then Chris from Bridgeport, the best quote from my mother was when she was ripping pissed one day. She said, "I'm going to kick you so hard in the balls, they're going to end up in the roof of your mouth." Moms can be pretty creative with their language.
Oh, yeah.
My mom was always with the racial slurs. A lot of racial slurs growing up.
She called you the N-word?
No, she used it a lot, though. She would use it as far as cleaning would go. The house looks like a bunch of live here. What do I look 3 shades darker than you is always a good one. Clean up. Oh, can you get it? What do I look 3 shades darker than you? Clean up.
Wow.
Oh, she was the worst.
Well, that explains a lot of things.
She's changed.
That explains a lot of things.
She got older and wiser.
About
she
her
calmed
son.
down.
About her son. Bob in Minnesota.
Yeah, we used to have to tackle my ex-girlfriend's mother because she'd walk around the house punching the windows out in the house. We'd have to tackle her to the floor and stop her.
You'd have to. You tackled your ex-girl's mom.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, her arms would be all cut up and shit from punching through the windows. Hey, I also got a Ben Fogg joke. Ben Fogg is so big that terrorists like to fly planes into it. Punching out.
All right, let's say hi to John in Philly.
Yeah.
What's up?
I gotta say, maybe your mom, being the whole clean freak she is what made you freak out and, get rid of your couch when it had a booger on it and everything else under the sun.
Nah, because I'm a lazy bastard. I won't care if things are cluttered. Like, it wasn't dirty stuff. It was just clutter stuff. Like, if we had our magazines laying around or, there was, like, a little bit of dust on the old stereo cabinet or something. That was a problem. Me, I could give a shit. Things like that. Doesn't bother me.
Okay.
But my mother was insane when it came to that stuff. With the Windex and the Lemon Pledge and the vacuum going.
Yeah, my mom was ridiculous when it came to that stuff. To the point we all just went the other way and we're all slobs.
Yeah, see? That's what happens. Good job.
I mean, it freaks me out if things are too organized.
Sweeping the brooms and the shovel and the dustpan and the friggin' vacuum.
You're watching TV and that vacuum comes calling.
No, it was always us vacuuming.
Oh, yeah. Well, it started with Mom and in her old blue bathrobe just banging into your legs.
In the 70s, we had some great vacuums, too. Boy, those things are nice, convenient. They weighed 12 tons. It had different parts. They were supposed to be convenient on wheels. I mean, we had this canister vacuum that when you pulled it, it just tipped over.
Mm-hmm.
It was a big hose with the thing at the end,
and then
it was attached to a canister that was supposed to, when you first got it on like Christmas or something, when Dad would get Mom the vacuum for Mother's Day, it was on wheels, and it rolled for like a month. And then once one of the wheels froze up because the carpet fibers would get in there, you'd go to pull it, and it would tip over and go, woo! And then it would make like a whining sound because it was clogged, and dust would start shooting out of it.
And the dirt would shoot out.
Pick that up!
That's why I hate vacuums to this day. It's not even a bit. Because my mom vacuumed every day, easily every day.
Yeah.
More than once a day, too. It was constant in our house.
Horrible.
All right, we should break, Ant. When we get back, we'll wrap up the show with a little what did we learn on the Opie and Anthony program.
Ooh.
Maybe get into something else before we get out of here. How's that sound?
And we saved stuff for tomorrow.
Yes, we did.
I see where you're going.
Bombs and Flubs, Volume 2.
Right.
On the show tomorrow. Blah, blah, blah. It's top stolen cars. They did a thing on this on the news. The Acura Integra is made for speed, and that's being stolen the most, I guess.
Yeah, it's the cars all the homies like driving. And the Hispanic people like driving those.
Vehicles stolen were either made for speed or had bling value.
Yeah, bling value.
Wait, we have these clips?
You never see, like, the Volvo being stolen.
Or the Saturn.
No one wants a Volvo.
Or a little Jimmy Norton Saturn.
It's like, yo, I like that safety rating. That's good. You can get in an accident with this.
My car is so beat up, and it's only
old now.
I guess it's going on 4 years, yeah. 4 years, but it is so beat up, and people are like, why don't you buy a new car? I'm like, why? The car runs great, and I'm safe this way. No one's looking at my car to steal.
No one's looking to gank you.
Not at all.
Like sand through the hourglass, so is the O&A virus.
We got some great audio that came in.
Oh, yeah.
Steve just handed in of the mayor of Boston,
Menino.
Our old pal, Mayor Menino.
He has what amounts to a calf's liver for a tongue. It's just this giant piece of flesh that knocks around in his mouth and obscures everything he tries to say. Couple that with him being retarded. The guy he's not very bright. And his speeches are a joke. Everything he says. Everything that comes out of that fat blubbering mouth of his it sounds retarded.
He's reading to the school kids here.
Dear Farmer Brown, the barn is very cold at night.
The barn, he's reading to children, right? Yeah. Is that what he's doing there? Like they go into the schools?
The beyond.
Oh my goodness.
I feel secure with my speaking ability today.
Dear Farmer Brown, Beyond, the barn is very cold at night.
Beyond.
He flubbed barn.
Barn. And he's reading it.
But I also say, anybody who does this work is not for money. I don't do it for money. Let me tell you that much. Now, I see my friends and what they're doing in life. I say, my God. I grew up in the streets of Hyde Park. My father worked in a factory, so I wasn't born with a golden spoon.
Isn't it born with a silver spoon in your mouth?
Yes.
I wasn't born with a golden spoon. He was born with a ladle in his mouth, and he still has it in there. What a muttering, stuttering ass. Wasn't born with a golden spoon.
Opie and Anthony, the virus is spreading.
All right, let's go right to the phones. Dave the trucker. Dave, what's up?
Hey, guys.
Hey.
Hello, Dave.
Anthony, you
Yeah.
left us hanging on the credit card. What the hell's going to happen to me?
Oh, we did leave everyone hanging on the credit cards.
Yeah, is it a big deal, Anthony?
It's a pretty big deal. Within the next month, Bank of America, MBNA, and Citigroup, which is in charge of a lot of credit cards out there, is going to raise their minimum monthly payments on their cards from 2% of the balance to 4%. So that's doubled. That means if you have a credit card and your minimum monthly payment, you're squeaking by making it, and it's, what, $60 maybe, something like that, it's now going to be $120. Take your credit minimum payment and double it. That's what it's going to be. This is the government's idea of making the banks raise their the rates like this to get Americans out of debt more quickly.
Oh, gee, thank you. I want to thank the government personally.
Why do you think people are paying the minimum? Because that's all they can afford. This is going to be a lot of people now having to call their credit card companies and renegotiate some kind of deals. A lot of people are going to go to collection. That's a huge increase, 50%. I remember my credit cards
don't. The credit card companies don't want you paying off the balance ever.
No, they would love to keep you just paying it like it was. When I had credit card debt, huge amounts. I was about 20 large deep in credit card debts, and it was the minimum payment every month. Nothing was going toward the principal. I was paying for years, and I made no headway. But the only way I could survive was by making the minimum payment.
And how did you finally get out of debt?
Radio. That's right.
I was hoping for it. I met you.
Oh, Opie got me out of debt.
I'm just fucking with you.
It's true, though. I never would have gotten out of debt. Ever.
I remember that day when you finally paid off your debt. You were a
paid
happy,
off my last
happy
credit
man.
card bill. Yeah.
So what is that freak going to do today? What are you doing today? Come on in. Make sure he doesn't hurt us. Yambag from Boston. What did you learn on the show today?
Hey, I learned that Sirius used to make vacuum cleaners back in the 70s. Punching out.
All right.
12-ton vacuum.
Let's say hi to Prozac from whackbag.com. What did you learn on the show today?
I learned birthdays are just another day closer to the dirt nap, and the O&A show can take nothing and make shit out of it.
All right.
Very good.
That one's coming in a lot. Brian, what did you learn on the show today?
Yeah, I learned that the Crazy Lady audio really saved the show.
Gotta love the Crazy Lady audio.
Yeah, we pulled that one out of our ass, huh? What's your name, buddy?
Dean from Tom's River.
Dean.
Dean.
What are you doing
from
today?
Tom's River. I'm going to promote you in Times Square.
You are?
I printed out a bunch of flyers.
All right, you got to have at least 50.
Maya Art. I mean, I paid for myself.
Look at
I
you.
drove here.
Wait a minute. You took it upon yourself.
I want you guys to send people down to Times Square.
You took it upon yourself
last Wednesday, Anthony's complaining that you can't use your own fucking van.
That's right.
And nobody's fucking promoting you. I call up Washington, D.C. They don't have your fucking phone number here. I'm a new character on your show.
Oh, you
Only
are?
Fucking guy that doesn't have your phone number, guy. I was going to call up, and I was just going to... I said I'm going to fucking call up.
Wait,
and
so you spent $90 of your own money to print up flyers, and you're going to go down to Times Square and hand these out?
Another 23 to park or 46 to park.
Wow.
That's pretty cool.
So you got listeners spending money because if you guys go off the air, I have a 2005 Honda. I'll just throw it off a bridge.
Look at that. Now the listeners
Fuck the Honda.
are going to spend their own money to promote the Opie and Anthony show. Okay,
Fucking
just making Washington look
doesn't
silly.
have your fucking number.
All right, well,
Washington. I called up Washington. They don't have your number, and they don't have your name. They got G. Gordon Liddy on there. They go, we have sports, we
I
have
heard
this,
that.
we have that.
I had
and
to
they
turn
don't have they don't have the Opie and Anthony.
Yeah, I had to turn on a radio recently, and I heard that exact recording.
And I said,
they
that's
talk about,
fucking absurd.
They talk about having, I think, Dr. Laura and G. Gordon Liddy, and no real mention
it
of us.
says 3.7 million listeners.
Oh, we're way past that, sir.
So, all right. So
we got to fix
going
that.
up
We got to get like the McDonald's sign because that's changing so fast. We're well over 4. I think we're close to 4.5 at this point.
I'm sorry. Yeah, I just want to show you what else I did. That was creative. So that when I made a little Jimmy. You see the little Jimmy on the back?
Yeah. Yes. Happy birthday to little Jimmy Norton. Very good.
So, because, your listeners will like that. But then you got the, where the hell? I did front and back.
Hey, Poe, how you doing today, man?
So that went.
Yeah, good.
Yeah.
When somebody throws it on the ground.
Yeah.
They look at both sides.
That's right.
Ah, clever.
This guy's onto something, though. Unfortunately, he had to spend his own money. We'll reimburse you somehow, sir. $90 to hand out flyers today. I think we should have Opie and Anthony Earth Day very soon.
No, but you need a road show.
Let me explain Opie and Anthony Earth Day. We're going to pick a day in the very near future, and if Washington says we can't do it, there'll be hell to pay.
Yeah.
We'll ask for volunteers. The first annual Opie and Anthony Earth Day. We'll start small in New York, and maybe then we'll branch out after that. And basically, we'll invite all the faithful listeners to come down. Maybe we could get some food, things like that. And we give them all a bunch of WOW stickers, flyers, what have you. Remember in school, Earth Day, everyone got together and cleaned up their the litter in their schoolyard?
Of course.
We go the other way. Everyone comes to the station one day.
And litters.
The official Opie and Anthony Earth Day. And we send everyone out all over Manhattan to hand out WOW stickers and flyers.
Huh?
What?
I need your number before I leave today. So I can call in. So I could doesn't have the fucking number guy.
Okay, it's...
Program complete.